Ciao, ciao everyone. I think अभी live है perfect. Yes. Chat में अभी तो लोग join करेंगे ही. But firstly यार let's start. I think आज थोड़ा time constraint है because जब भी European fixtures रहते हैं हमें शायद सब जल्दी जल्दी में करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा. But with me, ever glowing चिंतन भाई after the derby win मतलब उनकी तो yeah, of course, the smile is still there from the
Can't
derby.
stop smiling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't stop smiling. I mean,
दो
we
साल
did a
दो साल तो टाइम तो लगेगा ना स्माइल जाने के लिए.
Yeah, of course. But Kosto is here with us in a Celtic jersey today. What was the inspiration, man? Like, which was it? Was it Postecoglou or what?
Postecoglou and this attachment to trauma, which was Celtic's season before Ant joined. So that was a period जब मैं Celtic को sort of support कर रहा था, largely because of जो भी culture है
Yeah,
club का. On the way,
yeah,
I lost track, but I still keep tabs. But yeah, one club I really like.
yeah. And we have with us Ajay Bhai as well, all the way from Himachal. Yeah. Ajay Bhai, कैसे हो?
Ciao Ciao, in typical fashion, I'm having an apple. Himachali apple.
Roma
Yeah.
sent Ajay to Himachal.
Yeah,
meditation.
Himachal. Yeah,
Roma
meditation.
सच है.
Full meditation mode में भेज दिया है रोमा ने अजय भाई को. But let's just see who's in the comments. Your streams of dreams. Nice to have you. Rahul is also here. Mihir is also here. Of course, again another Milanista जो बहुत खुश होगा. Yes, Calcio time indeed. By the way, before I get started यार, एक तो अगर आपने अब तक देखा नहीं है, हमने शॉर्ट डाला है regarding a giveaway. So please, if you have not checked it out, अगर आपने अब तक participate नहीं किया और अगर आपको करना है तो please do check it out and instructions follow करके participate कर लो. The window is still open. I saw Mitul and Chintan bhai being very cheeky and taking part as well in giveaway. But यार वो मतलब panel तो ले नहीं सकता but yeah. Ajay bhai यार, let's get started. Because I think we have Adaxtam a Roma fan. Rajat, nice to have you. But I think we discussed the Milan derby तो बहुत चिंतन भाई और मैंने तो डिस्कस कर लिया over 1 hour. चिंतन भाई had the smile, he was happy, of course, well deserved. But let's shift focus. पहले तो रोमा के बारे में बात करते हैं because रिजल्ट तो एक चीज है, मतलब yes, you smashed Udinese 3-0 and everything, which was good. Juric ball,
परम table toppers.
table
Roma
topper.
smashed
Yes,
table toppers.
Respect.
yes, correct. Thanks for reminding me because मेरा थोड़ा टोरिनो की वजह से ध्यान उड़ गया था. But let's get to it. Ajay bhai, like obviously, and Kostum also with the details, he must have it from the journalistic standpoint. पर यार अजय भाई गया, of course, डेरोसी गया. Then the person responsible for his sacking, Lina Soluku, she also left because she was getting death threats from the Roma Ultras and her children's safety was at risk, so she had to go. एंड नाउ एट द सेम टाइम जब सब chaotic चल रहा है तब फ्रीडकिंस ने जाके खरीद लिया एवर्टन को, which they have made a statement saying कि Roma fans do not need to be worried, we respect their और ये वो, but the timing of it all seems very wrong just because chaos के बीच में उन्होंने जाके दूसरा क्लब खरीद लिया and then it feels like हाँ ये लोग एवर्टन पे ज्यादा डालेंगे because एवर्टन को उनको the basic thoughts कि एवर्टन को ये लोग को वापस फॉर्मर ग्लोरी में लाना है ये वो. So what are your initial thoughts before we delve into it एकदम डिटेल में?
So, a couple of things, point by point. सबसे पहले लीना सोलुको.
Your voice is a little distorted.
थोड़ा muffled है.
एक
muffled.
मिनट, बेटर है क्या? माइक को लिया बगल में.
Better.
तो सबसे पहले तो यार लीना सोलुको को she should have known कि अगर डेरोसी को sack, if you want to fire him, consequences तो होने ही वाला है. It's a no brainer, right? I mean, डेरोसी is डेरोसी. So the Friedkin should have planned this better. That went for a complete chop. उसके बाद में she herself resigned. I don't think so. Obviously, it is very horrible that people send her death threats and everything. But more than anything else, I think she kind of realized that she had messed up. But again, I don't understand. मतलब this is so obvious कि यार if you do this, ये reaction तो आने ही वाला है. और उस बीच में like obviously we discussed in length Ivan Juric, not the fanciest name in terms of appointments, but obviously for him it is a step up. And Juric is criminally underrated as a coach. He's done very well with Torino and Hellas Verona in the past. So I think Roma generally also historically thrive when chaos is at the club. So I was very sure that Roma going to thrash Udinese. I think तुझसे बात किया like under chaos Roma do very well. And with regards to that Everton deal, again very randomly but that's how the Friedkins generally operate. They operate एकदम behind the scenes और उसके बाद में they take it over. बाकी तो see I absolutely don't Everton, with all due respect, are nowhere near, the top echelons of English football. So
Yeah.
Roma fans don't need to worry per se. I know Premier League hai, ye hai, wo hai, but yeah, it's just I don't know how the Friedkins are going to do it. Time will only tell. But वही है यार. I mean, uh, ये अभी water under bridge हुआ नहीं अब तक. They've formally taken out a letter and everything. But आज भी I was reading that Roma fans are protesting. So let's see. Until now, the Friedkins had done everything right. यहाँ से they've kind of messed up.
Yeah. And Chintan bhai, before I come to Kostov, what Ajay bhai said कि थोड़ा Friedkins का track record is a bit 50-50 of sorts, you can say. जब वो लोग ने रोमा लिया था थोड़ा enthusiasm था, because as he said, the good is वो लोग खुद का पैसा डालते हैं. That is there, we have seen it over the years so far, right? They don't rack up debt. वो लोग debt clearing में भी help करते जो उन्होंने रोमा में किया था, because रोमा के बहुत debts थे. I mean, even more than Inter at one point. But if they, as he said, if they lose their money, it's their own money. But also Chintan bhai, there is the bad, because उन्होंने उनको डिसीजन लेना आता नहीं है. मतलब एज यू कैन क्लियरली सी बहुत वेवर्ड है. मतलब तुम डेरोसी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंड करते हो, उसको 4 गेम में हटा देते हो. यू डोंट हैव द बेस्ट ऑफ रिलेशनशिप्स विद योर स्पोर्टिंग मैनेजमेंट एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड देन आप देखते हो जैसे कि कम्युनिकेशन, चिंतन में, इफ यू नोटिस्ड, एब्सोल्युटली टेरेबल. मतलब एक्सटर्नली भी, इवन विद द फैंस, इट्स रियली बैड. सो व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स? मतलब what do you make of this? Do you think Roma will be fine despite the Everton takeover? कि आपको थोड़े doubts आ रहे कि अभी, because these owners are not anyways good at communicating, they're not good at having relations internally. Are you a bit worried with the Everton takeover for Roma?
Yeah, it is very worrisome. You have to understand one thing. EPL is a cash cow. Everton will be a cash cow for them,
Yeah.
So they will be
Exactly.
more concentrated on something like that. And they were chasing Everton for a while. वो लोग chase कर रहे थे उनको. What I don't like is they don't have a clear vision. वो pretty obvious अभी दिख रहा है. Extension के बाद पैनिक मोड में डेरोसी को सैक किया, पैनिक मोड में आ गए. एंड जस्ट गिव अ प्राइम एग्जांपल, कार्डिनल ने आज बहुत अच्छा 2 दिन पहले अच्छा स्टेटमेंट मारा था दैट they were very surprised at how things are run in Italy. He said that in America, we buy a team, it's our decision, we are involved, we are wholly so responsible for it. He was like, I had no idea in Italy the fans are so loud, their opinions are so heavy that we get swayed by it. So I think the same works here. Usko Everton में ये problem Friedkins को I think they didn't know this would happen. And as Ajay said, it pretty much shows that they had no idea what will happen if they sacked De Rossi over there. So my idea is I don't think they had a clear vision. I just read somewhere that with the takeover, he might just be an interim CEO also, I think, Fredkins, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it is very... Yeah, Ajay, सुने नहीं दिया क्या?
Ryan Friedkin, the son is going to be
The son.
But family में it just seems like it's pretty chaotic, Ajay. I don't think they have any state plans. Of course, सबको पता है Juric hopefully is just a interim manager for them also. But this entire process में, the fans are going to suffer and the team is going to suffer eventually. And listen, I know we are not kidding ourselves. I think even back of that, even Ajay knew this Everton takeover is going to happen. वो last season rumors चल रहे थे. I think I was thinking this is going to happen.
And just before I come to Kostov एक नया ही आ गया है. I hope this loads or is loading. Yeah, एक और आ गया भाई कि Yankee go home. मतलब they're still pissed off. यार, what are your thoughts? Because again, like, communication is a big problem. I mean, it has been at Roma for years, but this थोड़ा ये mess up हो गया. मतलब for an owner that pumps in money, जो इतना करता है, उसके लिए it should not be that hard, right? Kostov, to have a simple line of communication or even to maintain relations. Simple, the basic things जो आप clubs like Inter में देखते हो, जो even now you're seeing at UA properly after your Giuntoli came in and everything, right? So what are your thoughts?
I think Ajay mentions one thing all the time. When they had a different marketing communications wala team, that was under Jim Pallotta, or towards his reign. Tab you could see ki the outward communication the club had with a lot of the media, the fans, was very appealing in a way. उससे लगता था कि हाँ, the people at the club actually care.
Yeah.
Over time, when the Friedkins joined, that team went away. A new team, communications wali team, joined, and they are very, very different. And I think one part of it is that, but there's another pointer which Chintan actually pointed out. I always go back to that Amanda Staveley
हाँ
statement.
yeah yeah
वो जेरी कार्डिनाले ने तो बोला, Amanda
हाँ
Staveley and his husband and her
yes
husband, sorry, not his. They also gave a statement about why Italian football is much more
yeah
difficult to invest in.
yeah
So
I
abhi
remember
Everton are a cash cow. And that is
हाँ
because it is very, very easy to increase Everton's valuation through fake sponsors, by the way. Premier League, mein, it's a trend. You can increase
yeah
you can increase the valuation of your asset in the Premier League much more easily than you can do in Serie A. Serie A को तो sponsor ही नहीं मिलते. Premier League को fake sponsors मिलते. You can, if Everton are being bought for about 600 billion or million, there is a chance कि in the next 2 years उनका value will reach more than 1 billion. And 1 billion means you're very close to how much Chelsea was sold for. Tottenham की value is about around 3 or 4. Chelsea around 2 के around बिका था. So I think that is what the Friedkins want to do. उनको पता है Everton is like that sort of largely low cost investment है, because this is not a club which is thriving by any way. This is not Aston Villa or your Brighton or even Bournemouth for that matter. Although I guess उन्हें debt काफी pay करना है. So one thing which they'll likely end up doing is pay that debt, which is something which might make Everton fans happy, and that's fair. But I don't think their intentions are to make them a footballing giant. Because if they had those intentions, they could have tried that with Roma. Although the attempt to hire Mourinho was, I guess, went well. But if you look at when the announcement was made, this was before Lazio hired Sarri. Sarri को Roma जाना था. That was that is what was reported in the media about 2 days before the Mourinho announcement. I remember the Mourinho announcement I was shocked. No one expected it.
yeah
At least even 10 minutes before that, I was expecting it to be Sarri because Sarri का ही नाम public में चल रहा था. So I think
correct
it was a very American move. जो your average ultra capitalistic American owners होते हैं who make
हाँ
these moves to. I know it. The Glazers have done that with Mourinho
yeah
himself, by the way.
yeah
So
yeah
it was a very American move. Somehow worked out, didn't end well. But do not be surprised if the Friedkins do something along the same lines. If they do these glorified moves, uh, even if they don't work out. जैसे अंबानी की शादी थी, it was more like valuation बढ़ाना. At
nice
least
comparison
the very valuation of Everton will go from 600 million to, I don't know, 700 million, 800 million.
whatever I agree you're right एक चीज आपको याद में रखनी पड़ेगी उनका नया स्टेडियम भी आ रहा है and obviously that's going to generate a lot of
Exactly,
money
yeah.
and it looks
Which
to
is
be
what
fair even if it
Stavely
looks very
and Cardinale pointed out to, no?
exactly and even if it looks a bit plain or whatever but it will still generate a lot of money for them but before I come back to Ajay bhai we'll move to the game
Trust me, Param, they at an average generate 80 to 100 million per year,
yeah
literally.
yeah exactly
Their generation is revenue generation is 3 times more than top
Yeah.
Serie A clubs.
yeah
So
I agree and Chintan bhai to your point before I just take the comments एक बात भी है ना अजय भाई कि we know that in the 80s and 90s Everton obviously used to be at the top and whatnot and ever since then in the at least pre-2020s or even pre-2015 Chintan bhai the notion has been that they should have always been in the top 8 there and thereabouts but they've always disappointed so पहला तो गोल फ्रीडिकिंस का वो ही रहेगा कि इनको उधर लाए देखते but obviously that's a long shot and the main goal here is it should not come at the cost of Roma and we have to see where this goes. Let me take a few comments before I discuss the Roma.
I think so much of it is down to having a football brain at the club. जैसे Villa ने करा है. I guess Villa have done that well, and Villa's owners have also put in a lot of money from their own end and Grealish के sales से. So I guess it can work out. You never know.
शॉन डाइस तब तक कुछ नहीं होने वाला है यार.
Maurizio Sarri is
Sarri.
already
वो जाएगा. He loves the Premier League ना. उसको जब भी Serie A के TV rights पे इंसल्ट करने का चांस मिलता है वो कर देता है.
Sarri to Everton move will be such a
He
weird
will go.
move. Lazio का manager था. Was about to join Roma.
Yeah, I know. मैं लिख के देता हूँ ना उसको. तो ऑफर दे वो जाएगा भाग के. He loves the Premier League a lot. So yeah, यार एक तो ये I mean गए वो लोग वापस नीचे यार. रोमा ने ही उनको नीचे ला दिया. We'll look at the results. As Mir said, a lot of things happened over the weekend. मतलब कोपा इटालिया भी मस्त था कल. डार्बी डाला लैंटरना was brilliant. मतलब चिंतन भाई को फ्लैशबैक्स आएंगे. बोरिनी ने लॉन्ग रेंज विनर इक्वलाइजर मारा and then they won on penalties. So that was fun to watch. Scudetto is coming to Turin. Hopefully Torino in that case. Yeah, for a club legend, we should not be doing that, of course. मतलब I think that's the larger problem ना अजय भाई कि तुम निकाल रहे हो तो भी मतलब that's not how you treat him at the end of the day.
And until now, the Friedkins actually were in the good books until this disaster.
Yeah.
They were in the good books of Roma fans,
Yes,
and now
yes,
180
absolutely.
degrees it will change.
Took a week,
Yeah.
I guess. Just took a week.
It took a week. ये इंटरेस्टिंग कमेंट है शाश्रुत में. थोड़ा लाइक तेरा 5-10 मिनट्स में बिकॉज आई हैव एन आर्टिकल रेडी टू ब्रेक दिस डाउन. So I've started. I'll take it in like 5 minutes. Until then, I'll just take other comments. Nice to have you, Inter fan. Why Uncle Sharma? So glad at least that community is coming here. He's a good friend of mine as well. So we will be doing a collab with him in the future for sure. Everton won't be a cash cow if they get relegated. हाँ, I mean ऐसे ही करते हैं तो क्या? अजय भाई will be so happy कि फ्रीडकिन इतना कर रहे हैं और उसके बाद जाके यही सीजन चिंतन भाई रेलीगेट हो गए एवर्टन. क्या मजा है.
ये लोग भी फ्लर्ट करते रेलीगेट नहीं हो रहे. दे फ्लर्ट 2 सीजन फ्लर्ट करके बच जा रहे. शॉन डाइस ने बचा दिया. बट भाई जस्ट टू टेल यू, इफ दे गेट रेलीगेटेड दे गेट प्रमोटेड, उनको 100 मिलियन वैसे ही मिल जाते हैं. सो
exactly. And
by the way,
if you look at
sorry Kaustubh, I'm making a very serious comment. I have a very अंदर की बात है ये. Friedkins only decided to purchase Everton after looking at our stream. They saw Dominic Calvert-Lewin is on our stream. Let's go and buy the club.
maybe they can help us.
I came forward because कुछ serious बोल रहा है लगता है.
हाँ बोलो. Yeah, exactly. Even I thought Ajay was going to say something very serious, some theory or something. But then yeah, Todd Boehly Roma खरीद लो, Chelsea छोड़ दो please. अरे भाई मतलब I don't think Ajay bhai would even want that. Even
if it's so funny. We Serie A clubs are screaming पैसा दो.
और ये लोग बोल रहे नहीं चाहिए.
अभी नहीं चाहिए.
Exactly नहीं चाहिए. But that's the funny part ना चिंतन भाई कि ये बार-बार हम बोलते हैं कि Serie A fans have become, ये finances इतना दिमाग में बैठ गए कि I used to suck at it as a kid, but अभी पढ़ के इतने सारे नई चीज समझ गया हूँ मैं. And because of that, my maths and finance has also improved, and I don't want these super rich owners.
मैंने शेयर मार्केट से पहले कैपिटल गेन्स इधर सीखा था. सेरिया में सीखा है मेरे को.
Amortization मेरे को नहीं पता था क्या था.
Yes, exactly. Amortization I learned from David Amoyal's tweet. So बार-बार amortization करना था. मैं उधर से सीखा उसके
Arthur वाला deal.
Yeah.
Arthur पे आने deal.
Exactly. देख यार वो ओल्ड प्लेयर वो सब बाद में बात करेंगे. I had a discussion with someone in the comments. I don't agree that age is a factor. Suddenly we are doing bad. मतलब last season भी oldie squad थी हमारी and we still wiped the league. So but new owners तो अभी आए यार आदित्य. मतलब we have American owners who have just come in. So there's not going to be any change. Szczesny, yes, Szczesny बारसा का नया गोलकीपर है. He's come out of retirement. Kaustubh and Ajay भाई, any brief thoughts? I guess he's a Barca fan, so उसको अगर आपको कुछ बोलना रहेगा इस Szczesny के वर्जन के बारे में. Anyone who wants to say anything very briefly?
Actually, I always have liked him.
Ajay भाई muffled आवाज थोड़ा पास में.
I always have liked him. He's a character and goalkeepers को थोड़ा quirky होना ही है. So I think it's a good deal for him यार. वो retirement enjoy करा था, पर एक और साल खेल लेगा और क्या. That's it, and he'll go back to retirement.
Yeah, I mean
he might bring Allegri to Barca in the future though.
वो लोग को नहीं चाहिए. बोल sorry बोल Kaustubh.
नहीं Ajay bhai was saying.
नहीं sorry यार. Agent Szczesny, but नहीं यार, like I think if I just had to say anything simply, Lenin, कि I think उसके reflexes still अच्छे हैं for the most part. उसका last season was not bad at all. Distribution was never the greatest per se, but ठीक है. मतलब for an emergency signing, obviously because of what happened to Ter Stegen, it's fine. मतलब उसके पास चिंतन भाई will also agree he has the know-how, experience, leader भी अच्छा है वो, right? So I think it's a
hot stopper तो अच्छा है for sure.
हाँ, Yeah, I
I
agree.
think if you compare what Real got in Kepa,
Huh.
far better
Yeah,
as an
I
Very
agree.
great
emergency signing.
so. Yeah, but
Yeah,
हाँ.
yeah.
Exactly.
यार मतलब वो यूए प्लेयर है अभी एंड रियली मोस्ट ऑफ द टीम्स ऑलरेडी हैव अ गोलकीपर सॉर्टेड और बैकअप तक तो किसी को जरूरत नहीं है गेम मैच रियली
Monza
नोबडी
से
रियली
लिंक हुआ वो रिटायर हो गया.
हाँ Monza he got linked with Monza and he retired yeah so that tells you a lot about Monza I guess I wish Franco Sensi is reborn and buys Roma सामूली भाई ये तो अलग ही मतलब मतलब क्या ये है यार Allegri to Barca never imagine Allegri making नहीं that's not happening only ना he'll play his
आराम
own
बॉल खेलेगा, टिकी टाका.
हाँ. Yeah, we will discuss this, Shashrut. I'm waiting for Yogesh to come to discuss the Juve-Napoli game. Then we can touch on it. But I'll take your other comment until then, because very quickly before I ask Ajay about the Roma game, I want to discuss this Club World Cup situation very quickly because I was having a chat with Kostob about this, and it's a mess. Yeah, जो discussion because obviously Inter and Juve are the clubs participating from Italy, right, Chintan bhai? Or it's a big mess because कुछ है ही नहीं जियानी इन्फेंटिनो के पास ऑफर करने के लिए मतलब लेट मी शो यू दिस आर्टिकल ट्रांसलेशंस माइट नॉट बी द ग्रेटेस्ट बट आपको समझ जाएगा बेसिकली ऑब्वियसली जून टू जुलाई कॉस्टोवेंट चिंतन में होने वाला ये क्लब वर्ल्ड कप विद फ्यू मंथ्स टू गो एंड देयर इज अ बिग रिस्क कि एथलेटिक ने भी रिपोर्ट किया था इट्स नॉट ओनली गजेटा रिपोर्टिंग इट basically the big risk is where did the article go where is the rest of the article yeah basically tv rights का कुछ नहीं है इनके पास absolutely zero no tv deals they've been trying to secure deals in obviously all regions कुछ नहीं मिला है because there are no sponsors sponsor के पास मतलब sponsors are not signing up because the venues have not been finalized and Gianni Infantino doesn't really know what he's doing in this case or he is hoping कि Saudi Arabia से ऑफर आएगा बट वो भी नहीं आया बिकॉज दे आर ऑल्सो वेटिंग कि भाई पैसा किधर है तुम लोग के टूर्नामेंट का देर इज एब्सोल्युटली नथिंग कुछ किया नहीं है चिंतन में बैकग्राउंड में ये लोग ने एब्सोल्युटली नथिंग यूएसए में बिकॉज there is a stadium related issue the sponsors are unwilling to yet fully commit or big issue Costo would have read about this as well कि टीवी राइट्स है कि फीफा को चाहिए 4 बिलियन बट ऑफ कोर्स एप्पल ने सिर्फ 1 बिलियन की टॉक्स होल्ड की थी फीफा के साथ सो दैट इज अ big problem now and FIFA has zero money behind this tournament and Inter and UA are reaching out to FIFA constantly कि भाई क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग पैसा आ रहा है उस टूर्नामेंट से do we have to actually play this tournament because Chintan bhai your brief thoughts we are the thing is the planning of this season will also happen based on what's happening in this Club World Cup right because back in somewhere in Simone Inzaghi and Thiago Motta's heads वो लोग सोच रहे होंगे हम लोग तो जा रहे क्लब वर्ल्ड कप खेलने तो मैं रोटेशन इतना करूंगा इतना नहीं करूंगा राइट सो दिस इज अ मेस राइट चिंतन भाई कि ये लोगों को पता ही नहीं ये लोग एक्चुअली खेलने वाले भी है कि ये टूर्नामेंट कम जून
First of all, this is too haphazard. I feel there's no pen to paper पहले बैठे नहीं थे and I think थोड़ा arrogance बोल सकते हैं सबको पता है यार ये मतलब that they thought deals मिल जाएंगे 2000 Saudi are chasing 2034 anyways 2026 I just read one small report one of my friend is studying in America and he said that there are a few stadiums where are lagging behind as per the dates जो 2026 World Cup के लिए ready होने वाले हैं so they're big and of course they are two minds considering America because of the time difference because a lot of countries are going to get affected very badly if they have the Club World Cup over there being the first Club World Cup so boss and another thing is I think they should have put it more head to it before just announcing it so fast.
Yeah.
And as you said, what no one will come to know कि कितना club पैसा कमाएगी if you don't have the sponsors, if you don't have a TV deal. एक TV deal is a lump sum deal जो चलो 12 इतने clubs है, it'll be divided by so much and as per TV deals it's ridiculous. This is exactly जो Super League चल रही थी, वो ही बोल रहे थे कि Super League क्या करेगी it will be all individually club related सबको अपना मिल जाएगा so he thought that this might just change the whole idea of the Super League and all but I feel people are still crying for more Super League because what is this mess imagine you end up earning less than Champions League or as much as only Champions League
exactly and yeah and that's the thing right इस tournament से जो पैसा clubs को at the end of the day ये क्यों खेल रहा है because Ajay bhai will also agree Club World Cup is look it has its reputation because but it's still not the most prestigious out there ठीक है I would love for my team to do well and everything, considering my team is participating. But पैसा ही नहीं तो क्यों खेले हम लोग जाके? Why should we? And there is one more major issue. Sorry, Chintan, I forgot to mention कि contracts, because this tournament, देखो June 30 को सब contracts expire होते हैं. We have a lot of players whose contracts will expire. तो June 30 के बाद तुम कितना extend कर सकते हो, कितनी देर के लिए? Will the player be willing to extend, considering that he could get injured in the tournament? So who will answer all these questions? So that is where FIFA has taken a big. They don't know what they're doing. But Ajay bhai, will shift focus very quickly. Roma Udinese. I'll pull up the screen. Finally, Juric ball in full flow. Matlab, I saw obviously a much better motivated Roma, and I'm not implying anything here, by the way. But Dovbyk getting on the score sheet finally मारा यार उसने, और बल्डानजी भी, you could see the celebration.
सेकंड गोल मारा भाई.
Second.
मेरे फैंटेसी में है भाई, पॉइंट्स देना चालू कर दिया Dovbyk.
Along with
Yeah.
Adams.
Along with yeah, but Ajay bhai, your thoughts on this performance very briefly. And we are not obviously going through all games in detail, but finally happy to see Roma back to winning ways.
Absolutely, our first win of the season. And मैं ये पूरा एयरपोर्ट पे बैठ के फॉलो कर रहा था. तो फ्लाइट लिटरली टेक ऑफ हुई 11:28 को. तो मैं एक ही मिनट मैंने मिस किया. टिल द फ्लाइट टुक ऑफ आई वाज वाचिंग. बट वेरी गुड, एज यू मेंशनड, द लैड्स वर वेरी मोटिवेटेड. तो एक रिस्पॉन्स तो देखने मिला. एंड आई डोंट थिंक सो Udinese had even a sniff in this game. It was just complete domination. So credit where it's due. Hopefully Juric can keep this momentum and carry it on. आज रात को Athletic Club है and weekend में Valencia है. So hopefully he carries the momentum. Happy for Baldanzi. He got his first goal for Roma as well. He was I think on the brink of scoring, and after that hat trick for the Azzurrini, I think it was good to find the end. As Kostov mentioned on a chat, the celebration after that goal was very good to see. And everyone, united. At least the squad was very united to see. So overall, good, very good, and hopefully we carry this forward.
Yeah, I agree. Kostov, your brief thoughts, like, agar before we close this game out and go to Chintan bhai with something else, anything that stood out for you in this game regarding Juric or Dovbyk or anyone? मतलब Juric के बारे में, if you wanted to say 2 cents, what tactical differences did you see?
I think one thing I noticed was how many times the central attacking players, Dovbyk, Baldanzi, Dybala, even because Pellegrini played slightly. Pellegrini. Did Pellegrini play, or am I confused?
He played, but he got injured. He got injured later.
Yeah, exactly. So मैं वो confused हो रहा था मैं पिछले मैच से. So I think one thing I saw was that we've talked about it. There was an issue with verticality. They could not beat the press under De Rossi, even though the build-up shape was always decent. I mean, the shape on paper was decent, but they were not really making those right decisions to break teams down or find those two players in the channels, which can be Sule, Dybala, Baldanzi. It's match where I could see they were playing very quickly between the lines. Which is why if you look at how many touches Dovbyk got, was actually higher than how many touches he got under De Rossi in the first 4 games. And Dybala was very involved with Dovbyk, and Baldanzi को assist भी दिया उसने, and that penalty which they got was due to Dovbyk himself. वो ball लेके गया था, he recovered that, and then someone made a challenge inside the box. I think that is one thing I noticed, and the man-to-man sort of pressing was very evident. Like the front 5 was pressing in that block, but still very man-to-man. Zonally, yes, but again, man-to-man वो structure दिखा था already, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. And I think before I move to the next game, यार मतलब Juric आप देख सकते हो उसका imprint. He was very passionate जब on the sideline वो goal पे, he didn't know what he was doing. ऐसा लग रहा था किसी को मारने वाला को. That's typical Juric. मतलब you don't know what he's going to do. But यार Roma बहुत convincing थी. Very briefly, the high line was there, man to man pressing was there. Udinese construct नहीं कर पा रही थी. एक shout out दूंगा, Miles Villar, Roma's goalkeeper, made some good saves in this game. Because वैसा नहीं था कि Udinese बाहर से shots try नहीं करके
कर रहे थे. 2 chances or something, no?
Udinese के लिए tough था. So अभी देखते हैं क्या करते. They will be playing us on the weekend, and they won their Coppa Italia game recently. So उसमें भी they're playing us in the next round. Funnily enough. So चिंतन मैं आप पे आता हूँ. Roma game तो हो गया यार, पर बाकी भी action था अपने पास. But what game did you catch apart from Juve-Napoli? Juve-Napoli, I'm just waiting for Yogesh. Any game you want to... बोला तो है.
Exactly
9:30 बोला है,
9:30 हो रहा है.
if it doesn't pop up then of course we'll have to carry on. उसे पूछता हूँ, but any game you would like to talk about? I wanted to talk to you about Atalanta Como if you caught that game by any chance, because यार
What a game.
या व्हाट अ गेम. एक तो जिस दिन पे होना था उस दिन हुआ नहीं, बारिश की वजह से वॉश आउट हो गया था. मतलब बरगामो में बहुत बारिश चल रही थी एंड it looked like it was going to resume on that same day, but then it poured again and they couldn't. But Chintan bhai, did you see this coming?
No, not at all, dude. And Stefesa ne goal mara, yeah. That was very refreshing. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
good goal.
yeah.
Like, it was a good goal also, yeah. You know, यार ये
Yeah.
Atlanta बहुत funny है यार. मतलब I'm getting very funny vibes from them. मतलब क्या है यार,
Yeah.
एक बार आर्सेनल को convincingly hold भी कर लिया.
Yeah.
मतलब I don't know, they're either very hot and cold or when they're not very convincing defensively. कभी लगता है they're so solid. I was very
Yeah.
surprised. ना, out of all, but लेकिन boss Nico Paz is the real
Yeah,
deal.
Nico
Like
Paz.
good player.
Yeah, very good.
Real deal. Like this guy has a great future. और अभी लग रहा है परम कॉस्टो स्पेशली लग रहा है कि probably सेस का थोड़ा सिस्टम दिख रहा है what he wants to show.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
again, my God, Cutrone was lost. Like, God, there was a chance that there was a goal kick लेने वाला था, and he was, because he was
Yeah.
pressing so hard, he was
Yeah.
completely out of position. And you know, when you are taking a long walk, being a striker up front alone, especially, you have done
Yeah.
something. Again, I don't know how long he's going to persistently go with him. But yeah, it was good. I think more than Como playing well, I think Atlanta were quite terrible. And
Yeah.
Lecce Parma, like that was a good game. Red cards. And,
Yeah. I'll come to that. I'll come
Yeah.
to that. I'll come to that. पर आपने जो बोला ना कोमो के बारे में, आपने निको पास, you hit it like very well कि वो बहुत अच्छा खेला and he's as a youngster वो दिखा रहा है उसकी qualities. And Sergi Roberto, I just want to give a shout out यार.
Yeah.
Good signing by Cesc Fabregas, because वो leadership उसने ही praise किया कि he's showing his leadership and everything. And this was a game week was first actually Chintan bhai, because आपने बोला like moving on to the game, Como won their first game, Roma won their first game, Bologna won their first game, of course, because it was against Monza.
But by the way, वैसे अपना all the सबसे excited signing of Serie A बोल सकते, Raphael Varane has already left Como and he's retired.
Thank you for bringing that up. I'll pull it up. Thank you. But any who wants to start? Like any thoughts, Ajay bhai, Chintan bhai, Kasto, because ज़्यादा टाइम इस पे नहीं डालेंगे. But यार, any thoughts on it? Because मतलब I really wanted to see him play for Como.
Costo.
Kostu is the right one to talk about it. I thought even
Yeah.
Kostu wanted to see him play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to, but it's like last season, it was almost as if now looking back on how United won the FA Cup, and उसके बाद जो farewell मिला, it seemed like a very decent ending for how it all ended, because it was a pretty the atmosphere was pretty good. They almost cheered him off जैसे वो club legend हो, 10-11 साल से खेल रहा हो club के लिए, whereas he's been there for about 3 years. So, and he's always been that professional character. You can comment on whatever weaknesses that he might have on the ball. वो थी, you can see it, but he was never someone who would ever like I tweeted that he's someone you will go to war with. You can see that. वो कभी he'll never speak against the manager. Always that leader, someone you look up to. So yeah. So, wait, because when we previewed Como season के starting में, we considered Varane to be quite a signing. कि at least even if he plays 15 games, injuries के बाद भी, he can make an impact. Because उसका ऐसा है कि even when he's injured, he comes back, plays as if he's not lost any sort of pace. मतलब he has lost pace over time. But short term में कभी ऐसा दिखता नहीं था कि he's fallen off a cliff or something like that. So I wanted to see that. Even for 15 games, might as well.
Yeah, I agree. Even I agree यार, मतलब it is quite a sad thing because I know उसकी injury history तो थी, we all know, but I really wanted to see कि वो look, his career has been great and of course वो तो एक है, but from a Serie A standpoint, I was really, जैसे तू भी बोला था, curious to see कि what he could add to this Como team, and unfortunately नहीं होगा. I showed the message, a beautiful message, and Ajay bhai, I don't know if you saw, but when I uploaded this on our Insta story, this message on Insta, Como saw it as well. So hopefully अगर Como से कोई देख रहा है तो भाई please reach out, long shot. But if someone
Como देख रहे हैं लेकिन GXR वर्ल्ड नहीं देख रही है यार, ये बहुत
GXR मुझे नहीं देख रहा. Yeah. Guys, ये audience के लिए यार 21 people here. GXR को जरा बताओ, we exist and we are doing so much for Serie A
Spam
because they
start
don't
कर दो.
spam start कर दो. They haven't acknowledged us yet, so it's about time they do, I guess. But Chintan भाई आप यार Fiorentina also finally won and
Oh, I
Costo
was just going to get there, man. मेरी hype team थी Fiorentina. Gamble करके मैंने मेरे fantasy league में Goodmanson को लिया. He'll come good. And my God, 2 goals, man, 2 penalties.
2
And
goals, clutch. But Chintan bhai, this game was not free of controversy. I know Ajay
oh,
bhai
yeah.
is smiling, of course, that Lazio lost, but this game was ridden with controversy. Like,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
Lazio को penalty नहीं मिली, Lazio के against जो penalty गई was not a penalty as well. मतलब
They're
ball
very
already
soft,
बाहर.
man. Very
Yeah,
soft,
ball
very soft.
exactly. But any thoughts on this game? Like, what did you think? कि अगर आपको, I'll pull up images regarding the controversy. But what did you make of Fiorentina here finally? Did you see something better and what was that for you?
लीकी तो लगा मुझे, लेकिन बॉस लीकी तो सेम, इट लुक्स सेम, बट यू नो व्हाट आई लाइक इज रिगार्डलेस ऑफ ऑल हिज ऑफ द फील्ड केसेस जो गुडमैनसन पे चालू है, वो
Oh
he is
boy.
a spark, he's a spark, you know, he's going to change this team. So I anyways you can say like, cause I'm a little biased towards them, of course for a long, and उसके बाद बोनावेंtura भी आ गया तो और bias हो गया था उसके अंदर. So I hope they do well, but कुछ चेंज तो नहीं लगा यार. Defensively they look bad. I was very surprised Guendouzi didn't lose his shit in the game. लगा 2-3 बार वो उसको रेड कार्ड मिलने वाला है. He was quite erratic. But I was surprised how Fiorentina won this game, to be honest. Lazio were hard done by, you could say, deserved that. At least draw, deserved result ho jata. But I'm not complaining, man. And I'm pretty sure Ajay is not complaining either.
Yeah.
By the
Of
way,
course. Ajay bhai, ऐसा, sorry.
did you see the Moise Keane miss? वो एक उसका
Yeah.
free header था.
Yeah.
My God, you know, my Dadi Ma could have scored that goal.
But Ajay bhai, how did it feel being on the other side? Like, this is between you and Anubhuti because she was enjoying the De Rossi sacking. How did it feel for you when Lazio got hard done by with all the wrong decisions in this? कैसा लगा आपको?
I did not see anything. I think it was a very fair and square win, यार. क्या यार, तुम थोड़ा तो officials को trust करो यार. No controversy.
Love this.
If she's watching,
बुला दिए, I think I'm a big fan. Great.
Yeah,
He is a good player. He's a good player.
Great
Yeah.
player. Salernitana से jump लिया है. It's a big jump for him, but very impressive, you know. So I think a lot of Serie A teams are going to keep an eye on him. But you know, trust me, for me, if you go other than the Milan derby, मेरे को Lecce Parma बहुत मजा आ गया. I think that for me was
यार मैं इतना गुस्सा आया उस गेम पे. I really wanted Lecce to win, Chintan भाई.
I
यार
lost it when Kristovic missed that.
I'm anti-Rebic fan. मेरे को लगा Lecce जीत गया, but how? My God.
2-0 up, and that game, you know, kills it for them, and somehow they bottled it.
Yeah. And this is the funny part, Chintan bhai, before you say something. Kostum ने बोला Nikola Kristovic. हम जानते हैं Serie A fan. Yeah, we know he's a very good player, like silky player. पर साला यही गलती करता है और इसकी गलतियों की वजह से ही Lecce गोल खाती है. And the guy is not even a defender; he's a striker. And his errors are the one leading to goals. Ajay bhai, how funny is this?
Buried the game.
Yeah. But
3-0, it's over.
आवाज आपका अजय भाई, आवाज.
I was 3-0 and it is over, and somehow
Yeah,
Lecce
it was
found the way to.
buried the game.
Yeah. And look at this. If anyone missed this, this is when Parma equalized 93rd and 95th minute. यार मतलब I just felt too bad for Lecce.
And I think Kristovic का miss came at 90+4.
Yes, 90+4.
Right in the middle of those two goals.
चिंतन भाई, हाँ, like मतलब इसको हम लोग सेरिया में इतना रेट करते, but he's the same guy who messes up. मतलब who does he remind you of?
I wanted
Does
to
he
tell my
remind
head off. मेरे को पता है वो चेल्सी में फर्नांडो टोरेस की याद आ गई थी उसके बाद जो मिस करता था ना. मतलब वैसा मेरे को अभी भी वो ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड का मिस अभी भी मेरे दिल से जा नहीं रहा है. And I thought, how can that not be a goal? And I'm sure Kostub remembers. But that was, but yeah, dude, I want to tell this game was so frustrating in the end.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not. Of course, it's a joke, I saw. But at this stage, to draw the game, how do you do that? So it is pretty frustrating, man. But kudos to Parma, yeah. We are all rooting for Parma to do well this season, and they're continuing a good run.
And it was like fitting ki Almquist scored.
Yeah. By the way, Yogesh is here. Juve-Napoli पे आए जाते finally आ गए. Just let me take a few comments, Yogesh, क्योंकि थोड़ा time हो गया. I'll come to that, and I want to briefly. I know Ajay bhai did a preview for Roma versus Athletic Club on his channel. आप बाद में जाके देख सकते हो. He's done it with La Liga systems. Obviously a great La Liga based account. मतलब he watches every game. But we will also do our own preview, Ajay bhai. Of course, we'll do a short one. But before all that, just let me take some comments. कहाँ रुका था मैं?
पहली बात तो यार एक बात बता दे योगेश यार, कमेंट्स तो आते रहेंगे. हाउ आर वी इन द मूड टुडे? मूड वाइज कैसा है? हैप्पी, सैड, मतलब मूड बता दे तेरा यार. वो हिसाब से हम लोग वो पॉडकास्ट आगे लेके जाएंगे योगेश सर के मूड के हिसाब से.
मूड तो अच्छा है यार. इट कुड हैव बीन बेटर बट ठीक ही है.
Yeah, देख we'll come to that. McTominay सब चीज की बात करेंगे यार. Yes, you will definitely need to improve up top. वो तो है मिस्टर Vlahovic.
अच्छा मुझे एक पूछना था, कोपा इटालिया किस पे आएगा?
GXR पे ही है. तेरा आज मैच है. I know Napoli Palermo उस पे ही है सब. I know you're playing Palermo.
Billy Gilmore start.
अजय भाई कैसा? South Southern battle. We know how fun it can be when it's Southern clubs.
Definitely, Conte would want Napoli to go out so that he can focus on winning the.
Exactly.
I want him to go out, help Palermo to revive their season, but that's a topic for another day. Fonseca is safe for now, streams of dreams, but I wouldn't say fully safe, but definitely Chintan में बोल सकते हो safe for now at least, right?
Right, on walking on eggshells, but it's as per match. जैसे कॉस्ट्यूम ने बोला था, will depend on every match रे यार. अभी हार गए ना इधर, वापस चालू हो जाएंगे सब लोग.
Yeah, he said this क्योंकि weekend is Serie A weekend is kicking off with Milan hosting Lecce, and Fonseca ने वही बोला कि डार्बी हो गया भाई, अभी फोकस करना जरूरी है. Obviously सब मिलान फैंस तो खुश मूड में है, वो तो अलग ही है. Watch along tonight.
मिलान के अगेंस्ट क्रिस्टोविच गोल मारेगा.
Yeah, he'll score. And then Rebic to bury. Rebic. But yeah, I don't think Samunli because Ajay bhai is in Himachal, right? So
network is a big issue. In between, you must have seen कि Undertaker जैसा पीछे lights चला गया. Current went basically and generator पे आ गया. So I don't think.
Yeah. ये मेरे को I want to see Juric versus Friedkins in a ladder match ऐसा कुछ यार, मजा आएगा देखने. I didn't get your point यार. Did I miss some?
Club World Cup का था वो.
अच्छा हाँ, Club World Cup का. अरे so by the way, as we were speaking, FIFA ने press release डाला है, which I will pull up. So I guess they got tired of the rumors. They're saying कि news आ रही है Calcio.
Even they watch our stream.
Infantino भी देख लिया because he is Interista after also. Basically the communication is that FIFA is moving forward. The stadiums that will host the competition will be announced on Saturday, and next week there will be a meeting to try to resolve the issue of TV rights. So let's see where it goes. Let's see where that goes. Inter should forfeit this tournament, but they will never leave because we are broke. But no English clubs will play, so hopefully it is abandoned. हाँ, पैसे के लिए तो Italian clubs खेलेंगे. By the way, funnily enough, Napoli was very close to qualifying for the Club World Cup, Chintan bhai, but UNA and De Laurentiis का मुझे famous quote याद है कि because UNA वो सब किया था जो उनके साथ हुआ था, if they are banned, why should they be playing the Club World Cup?
Of course.
Yeah, nice to have you, Gopinath. I hope तुझे जो jerseys चाहिए थे वो मिली. I hope you got them. UA gold route will end soon with Conceição. Yeah, Conceição is back in training, so big boost for UA. This is some Serie A level mismanagement, yeah, FIFA ka. So that club, yeah, I agree, Super League. But now with the Madrid courts ruling, they can do what they want at the end of the day. So जब club अपना नया Super League आएगा तब देखते. नहीं होगा ना, the Champions League got Chintan bhai, famous San Siro issues. The Champions League final from was taken away, and Ajay bhai, Rome. So Italy will try it through Rome now, Olimpico. And 2032 Chintan bhai is at risk as well, Euros.
Because of course, they have only one stadium they said will as per the standards.
Yeah. So, Chintan bhai, बनेगा तो भी they want it to happen in Milan, जो मिलान का रेडी होने ही नहीं वाला, मतलब बाकी सब जगह रेडी होगा, राइट? अटलांटा का रेडी है, अमेजिंग स्टेडियम बाय द वे. जेनोआ सैम्पडोरिया ने खरीद लिया, वो लोग भी कर लेंगे. मिलान नहीं कर पाएगा, सिटी ऑफ मिलान वोंट बी एबल टू डू इट.
अभी तक वो लोग डिसाइड नहीं कर रहे साथ में कर रहे हैं, अलग करना है स्टेडियम. तो दूर की बात,
साथ में भी करो, बट यू हैव द मेयर हु इज कॉजिंग इश्यूज. अगर आप उसके डेली इंटरव्यूज पढ़ते रहो, इट्स वेरी अनोइंग.
बिग हेडेक.
This is funny actually. I can't stop laughing because दोनों कुछ कर ही नहीं. This is quite funny. यार लुकाकू ले ले, राहुल सिंह लुकाकू ले ले. Really, brothers. Yeah. This is good. This is good.
Nico,
But I think Nico is injured. No?
out. Yeah, Nico
Yeah,
is
Nico is out.
Nico is down.
Nico is out. Yeah.
Thank
IFT
God.
was mentioning.
Otherwise, Zeki Chelik को मतलब आज
Yeah.
retire होता था वो.
Yeah. Look, it is a factor, Shashrut. It depends. Look, we can sit here and talk about it, but we can't measure it. Obviously, it's up to the players at the end of the day. For Inter perspective, if you're asking, I feel it is a fatigue and motivation issue. Mainly fatigue because I see a lot of players are very tired. Kostu bhai, thoughts on United Europa League match?
बाद में
ये थोड़ा
I
बाद में
prefer
ले लो
not to
Kostu, if
speak.
you don't mind, because we have some topics
हाँ.
to cover. So I'll start this
वही बोल
for.
रहा है, I prefer not to speak.
I have started, Rahul. I have started. We'll take it. Respect Lazio. By the way, very briefly, I want to touch upon their performance. Top performance yesterday against Dynamo Kiev. Chintan bhai spoke of बुला ही दिया. क्या खेला है मतलब क्या प्लेयर है चिंतन भाई मतलब yeah he was Hirendra, he was on fire, and Dele Bashir उनका नया player, they ripped apart Dynamo Kiev yesterday.
Dele
Very
Bashir
very
needed this because उसका थोड़ा slump चल रहा था. I think he needed yesterday's performance.
yeah very very good
He
performance.
wasn't
So,
even starting.
yeah
wasn't
वो
even
bench से ही आ रहा था.
exactly. So top performance and very solid. No moment of worry per se. Yes, we will be previewing this very briefly right now. I saw the news, but I don't think it's true यार. ये उनको papers को कुछ ना कुछ छापना रहता है daily. Just look at this rumor यार. This sounds so ridiculous.
This does not even make sense.
ये कब आया? I didn't read this. मैंने आप
I
पूरा
saw
दिन.
it's a website called Inter Live, which is not the most
अच्छा,
reliable.
Interlive published a lot of bullshit. उन्होंने आज बोला
Yeah,
कि I think 3 days ago they reported the Arsenal like Bisek.
Yeah.
आज वो बेनुआ बढ़िया शील में इंटरेस्टेड है इंटर 35 मिलियन वैल्यूएशन. इंटर
पैसा है
सोच
नहीं
भी नहीं
भाई.
सकता वो पे करने के लिए.
पैसा नहीं है
कुछ
तो
भी
कहाँ
लिखते
से?
हैं.
Yeah, in FA Cup final, Varane was top notch. Yes.
Yeah.
But let's take this last comment and move on. मैं योगेश की खुशी थोड़ा बाहर लाना चाहता हूँ. मतलब when was Serie A so brutally balanced last time? Literally everyone can beat everyone. I believe it will surely be so interesting. I hope we will touch upon Torino after getting Yogesh's thoughts. Yogesh, Juve nil, Napoli nil.
Param, just to pause you, I want everyone who's watching this to go on Twitter and tag GXR World and tell them कि भाई do something with Calcio Charcha. ये करो आप लोग.
Yes, I agree.
Twitter पे GXR World को
spam
करो.
Spam. Not just Twitter, Insta also. Campaign. They see the DMs on Insta by the way. Insta में भी spam करो because exactly because we can bring them the content. And again, I know there are 24 people watching. एक तो जाके अजय भाई के channel को subscribe करो. He's very close to 1,000. Get him there at AM Talk Sport. अजय भाई अगर आप chat में डाल सकते हो if you can just. And भाई लोग हमने गिव अवे चालू किया. I think short का algorithm is not quite being helpful to us. So I saw a lot of people participating. पर please आप लोग ये stream होने के बाद go to the short section. I'll show it also later. Take part in the giveaway. मुफ्त का है भाई, आपको कुछ पैसा नहीं देना पड़ रहा है तो and again as I said, Chintan bhai and Mitul tried entering the giveaway as well. But it's not, they have been shown the red card, so they are not going to be participating. But Yogesh, McTominay, Mexos, जो भी लोग बोलते हैं यार क्या परफॉर्मेंस था यार.
McTerminator.
Yeah, the floor is yours. The floor is yours, bro. खुशी निकाल ले सब.
डेफिनेटली यार अच्छा मैच था. थोड़ा बोरिंग मैच था, टैक्टिकल मैच था.
क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस थे भाई तेरे?
गोल माउथ एक्शन बहुत कम था यार. लाइक
अरे भाई तुम लोग के चांसेस
फर्स्ट हाफ यूवे इतना सॉरी नापोली फर्स्ट हाफ इतना अच्छा खेला, सेकंड हाफ यूवेंटस अच्छा खेला.
या थोड़ा लाइक गोल्स गए नहीं तो इतना मजा आया नहीं यार. I was
पर
मेरे को बता ना बिकॉज़ योगेश ये तो बता दे मैकटोमिने यूनाइटेड में किधर खेला था वो तो कॉस्ट बता देगा. आर यू हैप्पी? उसका बॉल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन वाज सो गुड. आर यू हैप्पी सरप्राइज्ड एट हिज परफॉर्मेंस?
या डेफिनेटली यार. मुझे तो हैमसिक वाली वाइब्स आ रही थी कि हैमसिक का रिप्लेसमेंट इतने टाइम के बाद में मिल रहा है. लाइक
अच्छा योगेश, डी लोरेंजो 7.5.
काफी क्रिटिकल लाइक डिफेंडिंग अच्छा किया बंदे ने.
But the floor is yours यार योगेश, जो बोलना है बोल.
परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा था. लुकाकू को बहुत स्ट्रांगली मार्क किया था. कवारा को भी मैच के भारी कर दिया था पूरा मार्क करके. लाइक कवारा एंड लुकाकू दोनों थोड़ा कुछ परफॉर्म कर नहीं पाए खास. लुकाकू स्पेशली. मैकटोमिने काफी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस था. लोबोटका का भी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस था. गोल माउथ एक्शन इतना था नहीं. बट यूवेंटस के पास में पोजीशन ज्यादा था, वो नोटिस किया था मैंने. एंड स्टेराइल पोजीशन था मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स. लाइक यूवेंटस अपना बैक से लाइक यूवेंटस आर डेफिनेटली लुक्स लाइक a team work in progress. Napoli are, I feel, as a fan and as a neutral as well, I can say Napoli are a little ahead in that curve. But both teams are work in progress, and Napoli would have
Yeah,
scored a इतने chances बने नहीं. Kavara was not on his top spot. एंड एक और मैच ये था जहाँ पे पॉलिटानो ने काफी अच्छा परफॉर्म किया, इसलिए नापोली ने जीता नहीं मैच. तो
yeah.
पॉलिटानो और
And
नापोली तो ऑपोजिट में चलता ही है.
yeah, and by
और
the way,
देखो,
just before you continue, Yogesh and Chintan, just one thing I just wanted to highlight: कि 4 at the back था नहीं. They went with 3 at the back. That was the talk of the
या
town. Obviously, 3-5-2 था. Politano was the right wing back. So I just wanted to point
या
that out.
या
Go
ये
ahead.
इस पे
योगेश
ये
अगर
4-2-3-1 नहीं खेल रही थी नापोली, 3-5-2 खेल रही
हाँ
थी. कवारा अप टॉप पे था, पॉलिटानो राइट विंगर पे खेल रहा था.
हाँ
वही
एक्चुअली
वही
कॉन्टे का मिशन कंप्लीट हो गया है. पोलिटानो को उसने विंग बैक बना दिया
वही.
हाँ
फाइनली.
मिला है
Years
डन.
after having benched him at Inter, उसे striker खिला रहा है. Finally he's done it.
Oh boy. Oh.
बट
This
योगेश
absolute terrorist.
सेकेंड हाफ
हाँ.
में डोंट यू थिंक थोड़ा मतलब इधर दे वर टायर्ड, यूवेंटस वर दे स्लोइंग डाउन, मतलब थोड़ा स्लो लगे 60 मिनट के बाद. इट वाज ऑल यूवेंटस. सो वाज इट टायर्ड, हेवी लेग्स, या डू यू थिंक द सबस वर रॉन्ग?
आई थिंक सब्स करने के बाद में नापोली एक तो मैकटोमिने को डाल रहे थे, तो वो एक खुद ही अलग सिस्टम में खेलने का ट्राई कर रहे थे. स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा सा जेल हुआ नापोली का, एंड आफ्टर द हाफ टाइम आई डोंट नो फॉर सम रीजन व्लाहोविच को बिठा दिया लोग ने. इतना खराब परफॉर्मेंस तो ठीक है, अच्छा खराब ही परफॉर्मेंस था, क्या बोले अब मैं व्लाहोविच के लिए.
यार
व्लाहोविच को
योगेश
बिठा
की
के उस
बात कर
बंदे
रहे
ने
हो.
किसको डाला था, नाम भूल गया यार उसका मैं.
क्या क्या क्या
विंगर
क्या बोल रहे हो?
को
सॉरी.
Timothy वे आया था.
टिमोथी
Tim
वेयर.
Weah.
या
Yeah.
या या
By the way,
मोटा काफी
Yogesh.
इंस्ट्रक्शन उसे दे रहा था, काफी पंप अप कर रहा था.
Yeah,
टिमोथी
yeah,
वेयर
yeah.
का भी कुछ परफॉर्मेंस निकल गया, एंड बुनजोर्नो हैड हिज इन हिज बैक. तो
अभी
लाइक
देखने में है नहीं. I really wish he was there. But Ajay bhai, we to did a watch along on your channel. Yogesh, I'll come back to you. This man, I love to see the 5.7 because इसका तो chance था योगेश गोल मारने का. मतलब we missed the header
या
completely. Any
या
thoughts on? Forget him, but any thoughts on Vlahovic again? Because I don't want to dwell on it, and I'm not implying anything, but how long does this drought continue? Now, like, I know नई tactics से adapt हो रहा है, get it, but come on यार, मतलब जो players out of form थे, जो अच्छा over on their way out almost are also playing well, and he's the only one who's not performing now. And he was taken off at half time, not because of any injury. It was tactical. Botta
या
confirmed it. Ajay bhai or Yogesh, one of the two. Anyone.
I see. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Vlahovic finds his feet. एक बार वो थोड़ा एक streak में आएगा. I think he will come good. Or it's a long season, so we are just like 5 games into the season. इनका Champions League, the new format of ज़्यादा games है, so it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, जो salary पे है Vlahovic, जो
Hmm.
expectation, the
Exactly.
fans have, that is a concern. But I think it's every player goes through this kind of rut. So I think at this point, fans should back him to kind of like find his goal
I
scoring
agree.
form, and वो आएगा, एक goal आएगा तो the goals will start flowing.
And
I think
very
he's given
briefly,
an interview today. This
on
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic, yeah, I saw it. It's
He said
Abul
that he fits Mota's system,
better.
which
Yeah.
is not really right, but shows that he's at least trying to like
And
fit
yeah,
in. But I
did.
think if he scores less than 20 goals, I think he's sold in the summer. Simple
Yeah,
as that. Because वो
yeah,
weight justify नहीं
possible तो
करता
है.
in
Yeah,
Serie A.
I agree. It's possible. Chintan, मैं very briefly, क्या लगा on how UA मतलब was not, मतलब we saw second half में बहुत easily Napoli की midfield bypass हो रही थी, because at the end of the day Napoli's bench is still not that great. I think Yogesh भी agree करेगा, and थोड़ा exhausted तो लगा मुझे Napoli, मतलब at least drained out in those full 90. But what did you make of UA's performance generally? मतलब कहाँ आपको लगा midfield और कर सकती थी थोड़ा वो? What did you make of it?
यार no, I feel Vlahovic को जल्दी निकाल दिया यार. Like I feel they shouldn't have subbed him off. I guess वो एक trust factor उनका भी waiver हो रहा है. But first half was pretty much Napoli were doing pretty well यार. I feel first half थोड़ा Napoli, but second after 60th minute तो I think was all Juve, and तो भी ऐसा बोल नहीं सकते कि they had a lot of chances, and मेरे को इधर किधर लग रहा है कि ट्रांजिशन उनका इतना स्मूथ नहीं लग रहा है अभी. Even against PSV we saw PSV were at fault most of the
Yeah.
times here
Yeah.
for their goals. PSV also had their chances. So
Yildiz scored that really good goal, overperformed on his
yeah,
XG. वो
yeah, yeah,
जुवे
बंदा
का वो रिकॉर्ड भी हो गया ना, like 3 or 4
हाँ.
matches consecutively without
Yes.
scoring a goal
Yes.
since
Yes. Good point.
1992 something.
वाह भाई योगेश, तो योगेश मतलब पूरा ऑप्टा एनालिस्ट पे जॉब मिला क्या तुझे? यार मैं भी नहीं ट्राई, बढ़िया, सॉरी,
and
ऑल
I feel,
जोक्स असाइड, but
and I feel Captain Ko again. I probably is not match fit, I guess yet, but I think now should be time for him to start. I feel he should start the games now for Juventus. He seems like a great player. After coming on, I think he upped the tempo a little bit after he got subbed on. But again, a little late. I think Vlahovic was taken off very early,
yeah,
and he came on very late. So Consecao coming back would be a great boost for them because
yeah,
they need to take Vlahovic off. मतलब as he said, उसका खराब time चल रहा है, but जैसे अजय बोला, मतलब stick with him. He's still your number 9, so you should have. I don't know. I don't know क्या मेरे को कैफरन थोड़ा बहुत लेट लगा. 80th minute, 70th, 80th minute को आया. Should have been there 60th minute. So either he's trying too much or yeah. What I thought is उनका जो smooth transition from attack to defense to attack वो इतना smooth नहीं लग रहा है. Yildiz भी gets subdued, I think, when
yeah,
he moves to the left.
yeah,
Cook
yeah.
का जो clash हो रहे हैं वो थोड़ा visibly दिख रहा है. So yeah, as I think perfect बोला था योगेश. एक लाइन भी बड़ा बोली कि दिखता है वो टीम इन प्रोग्रेस है, बट नापोली क्यों ज्यादा रेडी लग रही है? बिकॉज नापोली और कॉन्टे के आइडियाज क्लियर है. मोटा हैज अ लॉट ऑफ tactical maneuvers which he wants positional wise for his team to play well, so it's a little more in depth for players to understand, which might take time, and that is why I think we see McKennie playing a lot. I feel, I think McKennie is that link what he wants.
Yeah.
So might take time, but I don't know. I think in your watch now I was watching either Kostub या Param कोई तो बोला था that Kefren changed the game, which I agree. So should have come out a little earlier. So yeah, I feel I'll take time, but yeah, it was a decent game. I won't say
Yeah.
the Milan derby was exciting play wise also. This is a very
Of course, I feel exciting था.
no generally the gameplay was good of Milan
Yeah.
derby. वो थोड़ा
Yeah.
fast था. ये थोड़ा मेरे को
हाँ.
लगा दोनों को हारना नहीं था.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chintan,
yeah.
one
Yeah.
thing before we move on, I know 30 people are watching, so I just want to quickly show this because peak हो गया viewership, मतलब at the highest so far at least. Very quickly, गिव अवे कर रहे हैं यार हम लोग. अगर ये दिख रहा है, ये आपको अगर शॉट दिख रहा है एकदम लेफ्ट पे अजय भाई का, अगेन आई होप इट डजंट प्ले, बट या
The handsome man over here.
या गिव अवे है भाई. तुम आपने अगर अब तक एंटर नहीं किया तो स्ट्रीम पे जाके इस शॉट को देख लो आप. द इंस्ट्रक्शंस आर देयर टू पार्टिसिपेट, बिकॉज आई नो जितने सब्सक्राइबर्स है उतने लोग ने, जो रेगुलर फेसेस भी है, उन्होंने अब तक नाम डाला नहीं है. सो मे बी it's something related to the algorithm or whatever, but please do check it out after the live stream. Giveaway hai, the deadline is still open, 2 more days to go, so go check it out later and participate. Again, it's free. Kostub के XG store को Instagram पे follow करो, that's where the giveaway is happening from. So yeah, and don't worry, कोई panelist enter नहीं कर रहा है. But yeah, yeah, but before we, because we don't have that much time, before we cap off the Serie A action, अजय भाई आज आपका गेम है, बहुत बड़ा गेम है. योगेश तेरे पे भी आता हूँ वापस. रोमा वर्सेस एथलेटिक क्लब यार, मैसिव क्लैश. मतलब टू ग्रेट टीम्स ऑब्वियसली, टू जैसे ला लीगा सिस्टम्स. आई कीप फॉरगेटिंग हिज नेम, सो सॉरी if he's watching, but he said that Athletic Club are a very proud team, and I agree. मतलब their policy की local players खिलाते हैं, no one outside, no one who's not from Bilbao of course doesn't play, or so वो तो एक चीज हुआ. But what are your thoughts on just generally playing a club like this? Because I expect a very tough game. I personally think वो लोग थोड़े favorites है इसमें, even if it's an away game. What do you think of that?
I think the major miss is going to be Nico Williams, because he is that player, yaar. I mean, what a player. And right back situation, Zeki Celik भले defensively थोड़ा Karsdorp से better हो, but वो आज तक वो बंदे को, he can't cross a football. So I'm glad that he doesn't have to take up that challenge. But I think even both their keepers are injured. Unai Simon is injured. जो उसका replacement, even he got injured over the weekend. They've been doing well in La Liga. They're third in La Liga, and managed by Ernesto Valverde. Obviously, last time when he came to Rome, you know what happened.
Yes.
So तो I think काफी entertaining clash होगा. I think there are goals in this game for sure. But वही है कि I just feel that maybe since it's going to be an Olympico that's going to be sold out,
Yeah,
Hmm.
protest
yeah,
होने वाले हैं. Of course, the players are very very fired up right now. So I don't think so Roma can afford to give a poor performance at the Olympico. Otherwise, things will literally crumble. So I feel that this works in Roma's advantage,
yeah,
and I expect a lot of high pressing from Athletic Club because they are
mm,
a team that presses very high up the pitch, and
mm,
Ivan Juric obviously would have studied this, and hopefully he's devised a plan to beat that press. And
yeah,
मेरे हिसाब से एक if Roma score the first goal, I think
mm,
that gives them that momentum to kind of like control the tempo of the game. तो बहुत ही
mm,
interesting clash होने वाला है. I'm still not sure which way it's going to go, but
हाँ,
I just hope, obviously, as a Roma fan, I want that we start off this campaign with 3 points,
yeah.
but it's going to be a tough game for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And very, very briefly, I'll just give my 2 cents on Athletic Club before I ask others' thoughts on this game. एक तो यार, I saw the preview as well and I agree with La Liga systems की मैं सेल्टा गेम देखा था उनका अगेंस्ट एंड दे स्ट्रगल्ड मतलब it was not a cakewalk. I saw your preview, you said the same thing. It was a very difficult game for them, of course. And आप अगर एक की प्लेयर पूछोगे इसमें से ये टीम बहुत अच्छी एक तो बेरिंगर हम आपने भी
Hmm.
बोला था टोरिनो
I
डेज में
was
Sanjay
just
is a
going to say
very
Bellinger is amazing.
Torino.
exactly. He's
Yeah.
a very good winger. And I think Ohan Sanchez is not fit, so he's a big miss if he's not fit, by the way.
Highest
ठीक है,
scorer, ना अभी?
Highest
yeah,
scorer.
yeah, he's
4 or 5
yeah,
goals or
everything
something.
happens through yeah, exactly. He's and everything happens through him, यार मतलब जैसे उसने भी बोला था जेके प्रीव्यू में कि he makes a lot of things happen. So maybe yeah, to Ajay bhai's point, now that if I reconsider, obviously it's not that simple for Athletic Club. And उसने Guruzeta को भी praise किया था, and obviously he can, but there's a long way for him to go. But one thing again, their backline is quite decent. मतलब you have Vivian, Oscar De
Decent.
Marcos, so a lot of they have a solid bench as well. So Ajay bhai, like obviously ये तो है ही. And then Herrera, the veteran when needed, of course, तो will have some memories, of course, no doubt. पर apart from that, a very जिसने जैसे बोला था ना जब कि they are very proactive. मतलब they know under Valverde since last season they've been doing a very good job. मतलब they are not going to just like Ivan Juric is Roma, they're not going to give an inch to the opposition very easily. मतलब वो लोग भी pressing try करेंगे and really I feel ये battle cost तो कहा होगा ना जो turnovers अच्छे से manage कर पाएगा. Once
Hmm.
the possession is lost, who transitions quickly or who transitions effectively at least, if not quickly. And Athletic Club are very good at transitions. Ajay bhai, मतलब their first outlet is out wide. पहले तो midfield
Yeah,
से
yeah.
distribute. So जैसे आपने बोला ना Zeki Celik, for example, might be solid defensively, but then he will really have to be on his toes. We know book भी हो जाता है easily, right? So you have your work cut out for, but I think personally I have a bit of more of optimism from Roma. And again, this is not against De Rossi, but only because मैंने जो आपका फर्स्ट गेम देखा अगेंस्ट उडिनेजे, इवन इफ इट वाज उडिनेजे, आप जो यूरिच के ट्वीक्स देखोगे ना अभी, दैट विल बी way more efficient against Athletic Club than maybe what De Rossi could have come up with, I feel. And again, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
nothing against
Very
De Rossi.
clear. It is
I
very clear. Very
yeah,
clear.
I just feel Juric is a more seasoned coach, right? Obviously,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
that's the reason. So, but Chintan bhai, before I go to Yogesh on Roma, Chintan में आपको क्या लगता है ये गेम के बारे में? कहाँ आपको लगता है गेम जीता या हारा जाएगा? क्या लगता है आपको? And who will stand
The
out for you?
Sanchez, dude, I think मेरे को पता नहीं था Sanchez was injured. I played the last
I'll check it. I'll also double check it. But yeah, go ahead.
great player, man. Great player. Like and it's a fun club to watch. To be honest,
Yeah.
it's a people's club. It's a fans
Sanchez?
club.
Sorry, Sanchez is actually from India. उसका असली नाम संचित है.
भाई मैं 1 मिनट के लिए सीरियस, मुझे लगता है इसका क्या रूट्स है क्या इंडिया?
Everyone's on the top of the humor game because I was like, okay, कुछ important बोलेगा, but yeah.
Because we
Yeah,
were
first of
discussing
all,
about अपना Indian names अपने वो
Yeah,
live stream में. So Sanchez is Sanchit.
Yeah.
they're a very likable club, and they are the ones who have started giving that one man club award, and तब से I've been biased to them. The second award was given to Paolo Maldini in 2016. So they do respect their culture, their heritage, and yeah, come on, it's pretty much why everyone likes them. Valverde
Yeah.
has changed them. They're very attractive to watch, and I'm very surprised Sanchez because he's a good player. I think I saw him play, and to be very honest, when the fixture was announced with Roma, I started paying more attention to them. To be very honest, because I thought I always like them. But
Yeah.
you know, I think Inaki खेलने वाला है शायद. So
हाँ.
it's going to be a great game. Both the Williams on either side, amazing. But you know, people won't know that Oyan Sanchez is the root cause of their own start. Like उनका सबसे attack उधर से आता है. Guru Zeta has also been amazing. So it's going to be so exciting, and they press so heavy. But again, their biggest problem is always going to be huge gaps in the middle when they press. You know, they overcome it at times. I'm a big fan of Danny Vivin also. He's one of my manager players, also FIFA manager players, जो किधर से उठा के लेके आते हैं उसमें he's one of them. So it's going to be a very interesting match. Valverde तो anyways interesting coach, उसका तो journey भी interesting रहा है. But yeah, I think it'll be very difficult to handle Athletic Bilbao's pace. They are very pacey. They are a very quick side. Dybala is going to have a big role यार. Dybala will get his space in the middle. So उसको chance तो मिलने वाला है बहुत. Again, I follow जैसे मैंने I follow 2-3 Spanish accounts and they do rate Prados a little bit. I've not seen him much to rate him very highly. मतलब okay decent है, ball carrier अच्छा है. मेरे को थोड़ा बेनेसर की याद दिलाता है, कुछ ज्यादा बॉल को होल्ड कर रहता है at times. But yeah, it's going to overall a very exciting time. Something like a De Rossi की रोमा होती तो बहुत मजा आता देखने. But yeah, more or less, I think what I feel is with Ivan Juric जो सबको लग रहा है उसकी defensive stability तो बहुत strong रहेगी. So I think if you don't concede, if Roma scores first, great. I think it's going to be amazing if Roma scores first. But if, I don't want Roma to be chasing this game, to be very honest.
Yeah, I agree.
One thing I'll mention very quickly is I was reading some advanced stats. So Bilbao ka XG is actually around 6. So they've overperformed by scoring 11, which is the highest overperformance in La Liga, I think, for now. So that is something to keep an eye on, because which tells you कि it's probably not been smooth sailing in attack. वो थोड़ा individual ability पे rely
मतलब हाँ थोड़ा है disjoint है team. It's not like it's perfect एकदम से. मतलब
उनका वो वेलेंसिया का मैच देखा था, थोड़ा बहुत बोरिंग था. मतलब it was a very drab 1-0 victory था उनके लिए. Valencia, they beat Valencia. Yeah. So it was an okay game, as in, but yeah, they, as you said, they performed. They rely heavily on both the Williams brothers and Julian Sanchez. Like काफी करते हैं. But what I like,
हाँ बोलो जिंदन.
What I like is they give space, because अगर वो लोग ओवर कमिट कर लेंगे ना तो Prados they left behind, तो वो डिफेंस और मिडफील्ड के बीच में if there are just those the pivots playing, वो Dybala को उधर space मिलेगा.
Yeah, and I agree actually. By the way, one thing I will say is for me Sanchez is still, because maybe mostly games देखो I feel Sanchez is first and then Iñaki. Nico Williams है नहीं, वो अलग बात है. But Yogesh, simply तुझे लगता है Roma should play like familiar faces like Mario Hermoso in this game, because that was a talking point in Ajay Bhai's preview as well. Ki, given that he's more familiar with them as a team, do you think they should tweak the backline here, play a familiar face, or even play Matt Summels back in there to have a bit more solidity? क्योंकि ये टीम आसान टीम नहीं है खेलने को यार. This is a very quality team, high quality team. क्या लगता है तुझे?
Definitely यार, like प्लेयर्स से ज्यादा तो मैं चाह रहा हूँ कि रोमा के एटर्नल राइवल्स लाजियो ने 3-0 विक्ट्री लिया, तो how can AS Roma be behind? So they should also match them up and bring good name to Serie A. So that is what I am hoping from AS Roma. And जो उनकी बेस्ट लाइनअप है, I think they should put out their best lineup here. As simple as that.
Could be a bit risky, but fair enough. Maybe familiarity की इधर से देखेगा तो. But that's funny अजय भाई कि he actually said something good about Roma for once.
very surprising, and I think being out of European club competition can give you that perspective.
अजय भाई is not holding back anymore. वो हो गया बहुत. But यार predictions quickly before we just look at the last few Serie A games and close this. By the way, funnily enough, Monza Brescia का Coppa Italia game चल रहा है and Monza scored. Monza scoring is a big deal, so that's why I thought I'll bring it.
Who scored?
वही मैं देखा नहीं है. I just
Maldini scored.
Maldini पे कितना prediction? If Maldini scored, let me see.
If Maldini scored,
Kyriakopoulos, आपका favorite Kyriakopoulos हमारा.
Oh, अरे shit, Serie A match है, नहीं है यार.
But yeah, Ajay bhai, sorry, we'll keep Ajay bhai for the end. Yogesh, predictions: Roma versus Athletic Club.
2-1 Athletic.
One आ गया इसमें. After the dig, he's back. चिंतन भाई, आपका prediction?
I think it's a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. I'll also go for 1-1 draw. Costo, what about you?
I was going to say 1-1 as well.
Fair enough. And Ajay bhai, finally,
I'll go for a 2-1 win for Roma.
Wow, interesting. Good. Just let me take a few comments last games because I want to spend some before we close this some time on Torino. So I thought top of the table hai, one only ball, everything and all that. So sorry if Nations League was useless, then this Club World Cup, fair enough, I guess. Yeah. Just thought, what do you guys say of a second tier European Cups among Serie A B championship teams and second division teams? Could be that's interesting. That's interesting.
I don't think the stakeholders would want that because पैसा नहीं होगा उसमें. To
पैसा
be
नहीं
very
होगा.
frank, I want that, but
हाँ,
stakeholders run the game.
इसीलिए
We don't. So
the closest they could, that's why come up with Ajay is with the Conference League, right? The
If
closest.
if Man City get relegated to the championship, then we may see that
Yeah.
happening.
I need that.
Yeah. Bulai Dia is a proper gunman. I agree. बहुत अच्छा player है. Sorry, Napoli versus Palermo.
I'm so
Calcio
glad
Heritage.
actually that Bulaidia वो Wolves वाला saga हुआ था ना, where Morgan
he
DeSantis
he
spoke
didn't
in
get the
broken
move,
English. I'm so
Yeah.
glad he didn't go.
Yeah.
वो
And look,
he
he's just
won't
at,
have been
with all
playing
due
European
respect,
football at all.
yeah, he's at a better club with all due respect to Wolves. It's that simple. Ajay bhai will obviously not agree with that, but generally he's at a better club with all due respect. पर योगेश क्या बोलता है Calcio Heritage? Because southern teams तो हम देखते हैं, but these are two big southern teams at the end of the day यार. मतलब मेरे को भी देखना है ये game. I will be watching this game with the Roma game. I'm not skipping this. क्या बोलता है योगेश? इसकी predictions लेते हैं, but very quickly on this note.
पलेर्मो के नाम से तो सबसे पहले मुझे कवानी का याद आता है.
हाँ.
Cavani came from Palermo, so those days get
Yeah.
reminiscence.
Yeah.
Predictions में क्या बोलूं, like major changes होने वाले लाइनअप में, 8 to 9 changes होने वाले at least, and
Wow.
I guess
अबे यूरोपियन
Conte is
फुटबॉल
ready to go out.
Conte is like fuck that. I'm not.
अरे भाई
मेरे को फर्क नहीं
यूरोपियन
पड़ता.
फुटबॉल में नहीं है यार, तो इतने चेंजेस क्यों करने का है?
Yeah.
सब थक गए यार प्लेयर्स यूवेंटस के मैच के
साले तुम
बाद.
लोग क्या खेला भाई? तू ऐसा बात कर रहा है, इंटर जितना खेला है भाई. तुम लोग मैनचेस्टर सिटी खेल के आया क्या? कुछ खेला नहीं तुम लोग ब्रो. बट एनीवेज, ऑल जोक्स असाइड, क्या प्रेडिक्शन लगता है तेरे? रोटेशंस तो है. पलेर्मो सिट 12th इन द सेरिया बी, 8 ही पॉइंट है, 2 wins 2 draws 2 losses and not a good start to the season. मतलब रियली डी फ्रेंचेस्को का जो बेटा है ना, ही यूज फेडेरिको, वही ठीक खेल रहा है उनके लिए. देव बीन ओके. बट तेरे प्रेडिक्शंस क्या होंगे योगेश उस हिसाब से?
I'm guessing for a clean sheet and a good scoring match, तो 2-0 or 3-0 for Napoli.
2-0
But clean sheet होना चाहिए.
क्लीन शीट होना चाहिए. अजय भाई?
I think this match can go to penalties again. ऐसा लग रहा है
तो
मुझे.
मोड़े ना.
हाँ, ऐसा similar game होगा, but I think Napoli will just scrape through. ऐसा लग रहा है. Through Conte's, he'll not be very happy, but I think Napoli will just about scrape through.
एंड चिंदन भाई?
आई थिंक मेरे को भी लग रहा है यार बिग गन्स को लाना पड़ेगा शायद सेकंड हाफ में, बट आई थिंक नापोली विल एच इट. आ जाएंगे बिग गन्स, थोड़े एक दो तो आ जाएंगे टीम में, एंड दे विल विन द गेम फॉर देम.
फेयर इनफ. एंड आई थिंक एजी होगा नापोली का, बट मुझे लग रहा है विद द रोटेशंस एंड मे बी पलेर्मो विल ट्राई टू प्रूव समथिंग हियर बिकॉज़ सेरिया इज दे आर वर्किंग टू गेट प्रमोटेड बट दे आर नॉट डूइंग वेल. सो आई फील ये मोडेना टाइप होगा, बट आई थिंक नापोली कैसे तो निकाल लेगी. क्या लगता है बॉस? तो
I was gonna say 2-1 या 3-1 because I think too many newcomers. I think Rafa Marine will probably start. Billy Gilmore is about to start. McTominay will start as well. So I think थोड़ा वो turnover है. And it's not like कि अगर हार गए तो Conte will mind. We know that. So I think at the end of it, I think 2-1 या 3-1 जीत जाएंगे, but not fully, convincingly.
fair enough. And by the way, Monza 2, Pessina scored. एंड एक्चुअली एक चीज इसमें अच्छी न्यूज है कि ओबा फेमी मार्टिन, जिसको भी याद होगा कैल्चियो हेरिटेज, उसका बेटा इज प्लेइंग फॉर मोन्जा फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट. राइट विंग बैक खेल केविन मार्टिन. सो ही इज प्लेइंग. या जोनाथन डेविड के लिए बहुत कंपटीशन है. इट्स नॉट जस्ट या ही इज अ राइट बैक, ही इज अ डिफेंडर. या वो था अकेडमी में था, बट आई डिडंट थिंक ही वुड एक्चुअली हैव अ पॉइंट वेयर ही विल स्टार्ट फॉर मोन्जा. सो गुड टू सी. So it's not only Juve. Inter has been talking for a while, but there is heavy interest from the Premier League. Newcastle United have बहुत clubs there, so it's really up to Jonathan David and the money. I'm not a big fan, so if anyone wants to sign Jonathan David, they can sign him. I don't want him at Inter personally. No, there is no such news. नहीं. Ajay is trolling. My bad. yeah, I think we'll move to the Torino game. I'll take the rest of the comments. We'll close this stream very shortly because I know Europa League चालू होगा. अजय भाई, आप या कॉस्टो, anyone who wants to start, और चिंतन भाई, anyone, I'll leave the floor to you guys. यार अगेन हेलास वेरोना मुझे 1 मिनट के लिए लगा ना, साला ये लोग मूड खराब कर देंगे फिर से. मुझे लगा साला these guys are going to kill the mood, and then finally Torino at least won, and now Torino is on top of the Serie A. For me,
जब तक चे एडम्स है किसी को टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है.
yeah, if anyone has missed this, yaar, Che Adams is Chintan bhai's favorite Serie A player right now. Not even, there is no AC Milan player he likes anymore. But यार अजय भाई, जब
पुलिस जी पसंद नहीं है क्या चिंतन भाई को? पुलिस पसंद नहीं है तो भेज दो यार.
नहीं
भाई क्या सब चाहिए तेरे को यार? है ना इतने अच्छे कॉन्टे लेके बैठा है तू यार.
क्वालिटानो खेल रहा राइट विंग पे, कैसे शांत रहूंगा?
I can imagine Pulic is struggling to speak in that Neapolitan dialect. उधर भाई उधर जाके.
I can't see Pulisic play right wing back, bro.
Right wing back, yeah.
I was gonna say that.
But guys, ये गेम चालू हुआ, सनाब्रिया ने एकदम से मारा, I remember, and then these guys also hit a good, मतलब they bounced immediately. Hellas Verona obviously did a Hellas Verona, and then Davidovic gets sent off. और उसके बाद से साला this guy misses a penalty, and this match just takes off. यार अजय भाई, I don't know how, like if Chintan bhai or Ajay bhai or whoever caught it, any thoughts, because we saw another good, very mature Torino performance of sorts after the setback, not before it. But you had Duan Zapata on fire, Ilic or Richie ran the show in midfield for the most part. Lazzaro भी अच्छे फॉर्म में खेला. क्या any thoughts from you guys?
I think one thing to notice is that these three Torino strikers, Zapata, Sanabria, and Adams, वो लोग, they're not world beaters by any means. I mean, Zapata could have been one. I really like Zapata. But I think the fact that they're playing in a two-striker formation helps them a lot. Because a lot of times, ये इस type के strikers, if they play as the sole man up front, they might struggle.
Yeah.
And they play off each other, two-striker formation. I think Vanoli has adapted well because वो back four भी खेलता था Venezia. तो उसमें देखा कि यहाँ the so-called heritage is 3-5-2. So I'll go with that. So उसने, like, credit to him, he's adapted to that, and वो strikers को काफी अच्छे से rotate भी कर. Because if you note, the word from the Turin press, the local Torino outlets, is that Che Adams' ka place in the 11 is still not guaranteed. So they're saying Adams is still backup to Sanabria, which is actually very healthy competition. So
actually
you keep those players on your toes. वो Adams arrived on a free transfer. Premier League में उसने कभी भी 10 का वो जो level होता है वो cross नहीं कर रहा था. He max 9 था उसका, I think. So to keep them on your toes, I think that is a very good tactic. हमें पता है वो, the way Vanoli has been, वो contest inspiration लेके, he's very open in everything. He wants players to be on their toes all the time.
That is so good. Chintan and Ajay, anything you want to say?
मेरे को तो I saw them play against Milan the first game, and I knew that this is a great team, great system. उनको अपनी deficiencies पता है. They cover up very well with their deficiencies over here. And like जब भी मैं देखा था, as Kostub said, he's inherited a 3-back-3. जो Ivan Zuric खेला था end में, so he's pretty much inherited this system formation. Great. I'm a big fan of Richie को देख के बहुत मजा आता है खेलने को. Zapata looks reborn, to be honest ना, वो थोड़ा reborn लग रहा है, मतलब थोड़ा motivated लग रहा है ज़्यादा. Lazzaro has been a surprise package for me, to be honest. So as a team, it's Vanoli, यार. As a team, जैसे Kostub right चीज बोला, Conte का disciple है. He's very vocal. He's pretty aggressive himself also. Was it's very entertaining to see them play, and हम लोग सब before the match के जब चालू preview में हम लोग ने सबने Vanoli को काफी praise किया था, and सब लोग ने actually Torino को काफी highly बोला. हम लोग ये discuss भी हुआ था कि will they finally beat Juventus, and they look like a very good team. Very well. They know their deficiencies. Unfortunately, we were the first ones who played against them. The minute you play, it's like a set team. ऐसा नहीं लगता उनका नया manager आया हुआ है. Don't look disruptive. They know they have a certain plan. Very, very, very. I'm very happy to see them do so well. It's good for Serie A also in general, and it is good for Vanoli because eventually we're getting another good manager.
By the way, how much do we bet on Tameze joining Juric at Roma? मेरे को तो लगता है
I-
that will happen at some point. वो
Could
खुद
happen.
आएगा वो.
Could happen. Could happen. And by the
Could
way, I
happen.
just saw the fixture list. Torino face Lazio and then Inter next.
Yeah.
So
मुझे तो
दो funny game.
yeah, but that's the thing ना अजय भाई, we are at a point with Torino. ठीक है, I know Urbano Cairo, उनका जो ओनर है शेमलेस इंस्टाग्राम पे पोस्ट करा था टॉप ऑफ द टेबल ये वो, बल्कि उसने तो ढंग के साइनिंग्स भी नहीं किया उनके लिए फॉर द मोस्ट पार्ट, राइट? लाइक दिस एडम मसीना दे साइंड, यार ये तो मुफ्त का बॉल पास कर रहा था हेलास वेरोना प्लेयर्स को. लाइक आई वाज सो अनॉयड टू सी दिस. सो दे हैव होल्स इन
Basically,
द
Ricardo Rodriguez regen. वो लेफ्ट बैक था, वो सेंटर बैक
yeah.
खेलेगा. That's not how it
फेसबुक
works.
लाइट जो बोलते हैं रिकार्डो रॉड्रिगेज लाइट ही बोल दे, बट what I जैसे मैं said it rightly ना कि उसका system makes up for a lot of deficiencies in the team because quality entirely isn't the great. There are a lot of holes. His system, मतलब वो inspiration Simone Inzaghi से बहुत लेता है and he has those Conte ideas mixed as well. So you see a very calculated game. Sure, they need to do better, obviously, but at the end of the day, you know, he's working towards it. They did get knocked out of the Coppa Italia by Empoli. I think it's only fair because Empoli भी form में है and Torino and Empoli both rotated their teams. And you know these guys got knocked out unfortunately for them. But yeah, I think Ajay bhai, you'll also agree ki, like, do you think Torino can, you know, at least make a claim for top 7 or 8 long, you know, deep into the season? क्या लगता है?
I think they can, but again it depends on January की क्या, if they lose some more players, Cairo का कुछ भरोसा नहीं है, if they don't sign थोड़ा बहुत हो सकता है. Next two games will actually, you know, Vanoli का proper आपको दिखेगा because Lazio and Inter back to back for them. So looks possible top 7, but only time will tell.
मैं अभी वही पूछने वाला, टॉप 10 और 10th पोजीशन फाइनली ब्रेक करेंगे कि नहीं?
हाँ 10.
योगेश, इफ यू वांट अ प्लेयर, तुझे इतना चाहिए था ना, तू मजीना ही साइन कर ले टोरिनो से भाई, वो लोग ही दे देंगे तेरे को उठा के गिफ्ट पे.
Buongiorno backup.
तो बॉस
नहीं, बंजोर्नो लाया बस, और कोई नहीं चाहिए तो.
नहीं चाहिए भाई. बट क्विकली अदर रिजल्ट्स, एम्पोली ने दिखा दिया भाई कि वो लोग बहुत अच्छा खेल रहे हैं. कैलियरी एब्सोल्युटली टेरिबल, मतलब आई हैव नो वर्ड्स देयर ऑन बॉटम.
I think you can safely say Cagliari and Venezia relegate होने वाले हैं.
पर वेनेजिया, look चिंतन में, I know Venezia are candidates, but at the end of the day they did something at least, right? मतलब there are only 2 teams who have not scored in the Serie A so far, Cagliari and Monza. यही 2 टीम ने नहीं मारा गोल अब तक, मतलब कुछ किया नहीं है लोग ने अब तक. So at least
Monza ने मारा गोल.
हाँ, Monza ने मारा, of course I forgot. यार, of course bad memories go away very quickly. But no points, no wins I meant, my bad. But obviously Venezia, kudos to them, under Di Francesco finally they won. And very sad news obviously was कि Balanowski का बहुत गंदा इंजरी था, but very solid display. Finally this man Mr. Italiano finally won a game, and he only won because of Castro's bullet. अगर आप सबने वो गोल देखा होगा, you have to go see it. मतलब this is a rocket goal, and this kid is a talent. मतलब this is a kid to keep an eye on for the entire season. बहुत अच्छा talent है. But not the best performances from Bologna, and I think it's a bit concerning कि अगर आप Monza के अगर against अच्छा नहीं खेल सकते, so it's a bit of a problem, you know. But yeah, I think Serie A का वही था. I'll just take a few comments. अजय भाई, one major news, sorry I missed to say, is कि ये हम जो schedule की बात करते हैं, right? Yogesh and Ajay भाई, like very hectic schedule. Now we are seeing the effects because against in the derby I was questioning why did he substitute Barella, and Barella got injured, and he's going to miss, and he never gets injured by the way, वो injured होता ही नहीं है कभी, and he's going to miss what? He's going to return after the October international break, which is against Roma.
3 games,
that is the
about 3 or 4.
Yeah, that is the expected return against Roma. अभी वो होगा कि नहीं वो तब के तब देखना पड़ेगा, but he's going to miss Torino, he's going to miss the Champions League game against Red Star Belgrade, सब मिस होने वाला है. So that's where we are going with the schedule, I guess.
Listen, वो रॉड्री बेचारा बोल के इंजर्ड हो गया खुद. रॉड्री चालू क्या वो ही खुद इंजर्ड हो गया immediately, man. Very sad.
That's
you don't want any player to miss out the season anyway, so very sad.
Yeah, very sad.
I'll just miss out the season. They have their specialized doctor. वो आ जाएगा 2 महीने में वापस. If you know what I mean.
I just saw a tweet between the City Arsenal game and the City game there is only a difference of 49 hours.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous scheduling, यार. That is.
पर वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, इतने गेम्स खेल रहे हैं अभी. बरेला जैसा प्लेयर, I also saw stat कि him, Bellingham and one more player की लोग इतना खेलते हैं कि by the time they touch 30, 31.
Fede Valverde, I think.
हाँ, Fede Valverde.
They
touch 30, 31. They're going to be drained.
If Inter go as deep in the tournament as we expect them to be, and Real Madrid, City, they'll end up playing 75 games in a year. That is ridiculous.
Plus Club World Cup अगर हुआ तो you count that as well.
Sad. Very
International,
it's nonsense.
your
It's nonsense.
Nations
The,
League
the
bullshit.
the alarm bells are already ringing when so many players get injured, but the alarm bells also ring even more when the fittest of players start getting injured. I think that's the biggest worrying factor. But let me take a few comments at Ajay bhai. मैं pull up करता हूँ वो game week 6 का. Just give me a few. Where did I even stop? Jesus. Okay. Yeah. उसने. But David is a target for them. Yeah, he's just trolling you, by the way. It. I personally thought it was, but yeah, Yogesh also did.
Good game.
Yeah, exactly. But Yogesh, I guess, has some other expectations from his.
भाई इतने अच्छे प्लेयर लेके आए, एक्सपेक्ट तो करेगा ना खुद. उसके इतने अच्छे तो खुद जाके लेके आए सबको.
Yeah.
Actually, रील बनाने के बाद मैं सोच रहा था मैं कुछ धमाकेदार होगा.
This is a good point. Simon has a brain.
Simon is injured.
But yeah, he's injured. Exactly. Yeah, he's injured. Yeah. Reinders is Rajendra. वो तो कब का फिक्स हो गया था.
वो कर लिया.
Yeah. Jimo, I think Sanchez का वही मैं देखने का ट्राई कर रहा हूँ. I don't think he's injured now. I don't know. Maybe Footmob has some error, but I'm not seeing any news.
Generally, he's a good player. Yes, we all are well aware of this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if he's playing, then trouble. Of course, it's when
he will start.
He will start. हाँ. और बोलो. I mean, we hope more and more people keep joining. D Lorenzo देखा मैंने सिर्फ. Put him down to 5.5 or something. Come on, yaar. Like, how is this?
By the way, Param, just to tell you, on Fantasy League, the highest rated defender points wise is Di Lorenzo right now.
कौन सी फैंटेसी लीग है
ये? क्या है ये? योगेश अभी फैंटेसी खेलना चालू करेगा इसकी वजह से.
आज स्टार्ट करता हूँ.
Yeah, Napoli, Palermo 3-1, fair enough. Esposito brothers, I like to call them. Francesco Pio. तीनों भाई है, तीनों were at Inter at some point. The only one I rate is Francesco Pio. Sebastiano Esposito is garbage. I don't like him. I'm glad we Chintan bhai ke fans bhi hai, like Mitul. But thank you for pointing out Hirendra, by the way. I know they played very well. I just don't like Sebastiano Esposito.
Did one of them play the derby also?
No.
एक जन derby में सब करके आया था. As a sub.
बहुत पहले.
Lukaku era.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what. Monza scored against Inter. Of course, वही दिमाग से निकल गया मेरे पूरे. When is Luis Ferguson? December.
I think he started individual training already.
Yes, he has.
Workout करना start कर दिया.
Rehab चालू किया. Yes.
Yeah. यार ये सब देखो हम लोग इस पे नहीं बोलेंगे, मतलब कोई क्लिप करके कुछ बोल लेगा. So let me leave that.
Not wrong though.
Look, you've been clipped. That's all I can say. But they already know what you have. You know, you openly said things about Man City anyway. So let me just pull up the.
It is, by the way, but I don't blame them. You know, at some point of time, especially for EPL fans, it does get very frustrating. इधर तक आ जाता है, right?
I agree. Look, I agree.
And it's not just one or two incidents. So I don't blame them. A very depressing match it was. Arsenal City. I think it was a great game.
वो तो बात ही मत करो.
We are on this panel, right? We are all calcio lovers here. Ajay, I started through yaar. We have seen this kind of football. Ajay, एक चीज मेरे को बता यार. Why do these EPL fans are berating Arteta so much?
Exactly.
For things like that, bro. That was great football. Ajay, don't you agree?
Absolutely.
I too wanted to clap for Arteta. Yeah. He played brilliantly. Ajay,
so you know, मेरे को आज the evil side of me thought Arteta should turn into Jose from La Liga, Real Madrid wala era, and I need that battle. Pep versus an evil Arteta. वो wrestling में face versus heel होता है ना? Have that. I want that.
You know,
one thing which will take Pep down.
जो इंटर ने किया था बारसा के सामने, okay, that is. I don't understand this narrative, Ajay, especially because we are not grown up used to seeing this football. That this football is the right football, the other football is wrong, and the amount of slack Arteta is getting, Ajay, especially coming from both of us, what we have seen football, this was appreciated at one point of time by a manager, don't you think?
Yeah,
100%, man, 100%. Yeah, क्या बोले? There is no one way of playing football, unfortunately. That is what these fans have been, you know, spoiled. जो modern day fans है, जो youngsters है, they think कि एक ही तरीका है football खेलने का. That's not the way. In fact, I read some Man United fans actually saying that Scott McTominay is doing well in Serie A because it's a slow league.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just come on, man. I mean, that's just
too much. खेल रहा है, देखो पहले number 10 खेल रहा है.
हाँ तुम बाहर आके देखो, बाकी लीग्स भी देखो, वॉच द बुंदेसलीगा, वॉच द ला लीगा, बबल के बाहर निकलो, बस वही कहना है और कुछ नहीं.
Let me clarify because I know Ajay भाई का एक comment तो out of context जाएगा कि he's targeting a group, age group. What he's basically trying to say is कि there are different styles of play और वो सालों से चल रहे. You have to go and watch before you criticize other styles of play. जो जैसे अजय भाई point जो what's it Chinder, people are saying Inter were playing with 9 men at the back against Manchester City. I can show you pictures and videos of Man City also having 9 players in the box against us. So there are different styles of play.
It's very clear. You have to do. Game has phases.
People game has phases.
You have to ride those phases. And if you are playing 10 men, especially against City, they are 2-1 up. What are you expecting to play attacking football? You expect Arsenal to go and attack. And you know what? They were flashing those stats: 100 passes, 2 passes. Score my one thing is Nestas, Maldinis, Cannavaros ऐसे बनते हैं. This is the quality which is shown in the game where they can resist. And I totally agree with a few players saying that Arsenal must have thought it's a loss, because for me also when I saw, I was like, boss, this felt like a loss. That last minute equalizer.
And by the way, I'm just saying, अगर आज जैसे योगेश ने बोला, अगर आज कॉन्टे रोटेशन करते और अगर आप नापोली पलेर्मो में देखोगे ना, you are going to see a mess on the pitch by the way. If he rotates the way he does 8-9 players. क्या बोलते हैं योगेश, तुझे भी चलेगा ना एक शॉट और एक गोल? क्या बोलते हैं कि तुझे चाहिए क्या 10 शॉट?
नापोली रोटेशन तो इसलिए कर रही है because their like squad बड़ा हो गया after the transfer market signings जो हुए.
नहीं,
squad बड़ा हो गया.
My point is कि तू rotate. योगेश आज लैग हो रहा है बहुत. I think योगेश is lagging for the first time. He never does. हाँ, अभी he is back. But योगेश, my point is besides that. My point is, let's say तुम 9 player rotate करते हो आज, ठीक है? Wouldn't you be fine with just getting a win anyhow? How the hell does it matter how you get it? Given that you're rotating like 9 players.
Definitely,
that's the point, right?
It's a cup competition.
Right. So,
you lose, you go out. It's not a league competition. So win matters definitely. And however you get it in the cup competition, that totally does not matters for me at least.
Yeah.
चलो यार, थोड़ा off topic चलेगा यार.
वही हम लोग बोलेगा try करें.
Game 6.
Let's get back. Yeah, let me pull up game week 6. Yes, this is also there. Skamaka is coming back very soon as well. Uski bhi recovery. Why is it not?
This is earlier than expected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he is coming back. Yeah.
I think individual training briefly उसने start कर दिया, like in the gym and everything, which is what some Bergamo outlet reported today. कि individually separate from the team उसने थोड़ा बहुत rehab start कर दिया.
Yeah. Even a lot of players are coming back. Inter का Tejon Buchanan भी आ रहा है वापस धीरे-धीरे उसकी भी. Just one thing, by the way, we are only 3 subscribers away from 1.1k. I just checked. तो भाई 3 लोग जो अगर करवा सकते हो subscribe, get us to 1.1k यार. So close. So that's our next goal यार. Come on, 3 subscribers guys, get it done. For game week 6, guys, I'll just take quick predictions. ठीक है, मतलब just no explanation. I don't want any explanation. We kick off with Milan Lecce. आप लोग comments में भी डालो and please name the teams. मतलब कभी-कभी it gets lost. So Milan Lecce, Chintan bhai, your predictions.
I'll go for a 3-1 Milan win, but my 1-2 cent Ante Rebic to score.
Yogesh, quickly.
A 2-1 Milan win.
2-1. Ajay bhai?
Milan win.
Costume?
2-1 Milan.
2-1 Milan. I think I agree with 2-1 Milan is fair, but I think 3-1 का chances ज़्यादा है. मतलब मुझे लग रहा है Lecce अच्छी टीम है, but Milan का वो bounce up होगा after the derby when like the form will come back. Sobik says 1.1k before this stream ends. Yeah, exactly. Get it done, guys. 3-0 says Udbhav. 3-0 Milan. Udinese Inter starting with Ajay भाई, क्या लगता है? आप लोग भी comments में बताओ यार. Draw. Chintan bhai?
I think they'll bounce back. I think I'll go for a 1-0 with Lautaro finally scoring.
I go for either a draw or Inter nicks it, because I know Barella है नहीं, and then we're hearing all news of how Inzaghi wants to do various things to manage the energies. The expected lineup is going to be mostly the one against City, mostly something similar to that. So I think Inter nicks it. I'll stick to that. Inter edge कर लेगी 2-1 या कुछ. Costume?
I was going to say 1-1. वो थोड़ा, as you mentioned, वो थोड़ा Inzaghi trying to
Yeah.
keep everyone on their toes. तो I think उससे थोड़ा impact आएगा result पे.
हाँ, Yogesh?
2-all draw. Inter going 2-0 down and then coming back at the very end for a
वो
Wow.
2-1
फिर
draw.
वो फिर 5 गोल हम लोग नापोली के अगेंस्ट कॉम्पेंसेट कर लेंगे फाइन. क्या बोलता है? But yeah, let me just see the comments. Inter taking revenge says Sobek. Rahul says 2-0 Milan for that game. Anand says 2-2 for Udinese Inter. I think Anand, that's the game you're predicting. Thovan hat-trick says Hirendra. 3-1 Udinese. Interesting. We have lost to them 3-1, so you never know in the past. 4-1 Milan stat pad session. Mihir Bhai says Milan fans का confidence अजय भाई कैसा लगता है देख के इतने देर के बाद? Finally
good, man.
वापस.
Feels good, guys. I'm sure Milan fans are feeling good, yeah. And what a win, yeah. What a game of passion. Proper passion था यार. मजा आया देखने के लिए as a neutral.
Yeah, yeah. We have Genoa UA. Yogesh तेरे से start करता हूँ.
I wish Genoa can win this match, but होगा नहीं. Juventus 1-0.
1-0. Okay, Chintan भाई.
Yeah, man. I think they might just break this hoodoo, but I won't be surprised if it's a 0-0. But I'll go with a 1-0. I think Coop Miners might score, so I'll go with a 1-0 victory.
Yeah, and Timothy Way is injured by the way. Ajay bhai, what about you? Your prediction?
I think Vlahovic will score a brace. 2-0 UA.
Wow. And Kostu?
I think 1-0 Juve because Genoa is not an easy place to go, especially last season. So I think only 1-0 Juve.
Yeah, I'm looking at that balance because they're all not playing well. They lost to NJ even if it was away, but then Genoa is not an easy place to go. They're not doing
Roma के against draw निकाल लिया था तो.
Yeah, मुझे लग रहा है ना UA 1-0 निकालेगा. इधर थोड़ा confidence boosting UA का scoring base will return here. I feel 1-0 UA. Bologna so this probably could be one of the games of the weekend यार. मतलब ठीक है. Italiano है but Bologna Atalanta. कौस्तुभ तेरे से चालू करता हूँ.
I think 3-1 Atalanta.
3-1 Atalanta. Wow. Ajay bhai?
Atalanta win for sure. Again, lots of goals in this game, but Atalanta win. Could be a 3-2.
3-2. I also think ये थोड़ा messy game paper पे तो लग रहा है, but I feel Atalanta wins this. Yogesh?
3-2 Atlanta.
Chintan bhai?
Yeah, man. Seems like a goal scoring game होगा ये, but 3-2, yes. And I think Atlanta might nick this.
Yeah, yeah. Kairav, you all should discuss this week's prediction of the guests in next episode. But guest, I mean, I guess you mean हमारा ही channel का guest, but then we need to have a guest for it, bro. वो होगा तभी
We are the guest. I think he means.
Sorry, क्या बोल रहा है तू?
We are the guest, as in like हम ही guest है next week.
मेरे को लगा कि नहीं जो comments कर रहे हैं शायद उनका I don't
comments
know.
Okay.
Kairav थोड़ा
Yeah, I got
explain
that.
करो भाई. Point
Yeah,
of view explain करो.
Yeah, exactly. Point of view बता दो यार. Sobik says UA easy win. Rahul says 0-0 Genoa UA. Another 0-0 says Hirendra. 1-0 UA Mihir. I don't like Italiano यार. I think he's not that good. 4-0 Atalanta. बाप रे. Atalanta is very inconsistent. 2-0. भाई तू एक पिक कर यार. 2-0 Bologna बोल रहा है अभी. Torino Lazio. I think this is the game of the weekend. I feel.
Definitely.
Yeah, मुझे यही लग रहा है. Timing interesting है पर yeah. Chintan भाई, what do you think?
Oh, I think 2-0 Torino. Che Adams on the score sheet.
Kostu?
I think close Torino win 2-1.
2-1. I also go for a close Torino win. Kostu, Yogesh.
I'm getting a feeling that Lazio would win, especially उनके Europa League के performance के बाद में. And I want Torino. I don't want Torino on the top of the table यार. तो
ये क्या हो गया भाई अभी यूवे से तो टोरिनो में शिफ्ट कर दिया क्या अपना सब गुस्सा
नापोली has to be there तो टोरिनो को नीचे जाना पड़ेगा.
आई थिंक अजय भाई ही इज एंग्री क्योंकि टोरिनो ने कल वो मतलब वो ये लोग ने 9th और 10th प्लेस का जिंक्स तोड़ दिया ना टोरिनो का. सो आई थिंक अभी उसका गुस्सा निकालेगा ये सीजन. पर अजय भाई आपकी क्या प्रेडिक्शन है?
Going for a Torino win only. 2-1. It'll be a close game, but it won't be. But hopefully Torino nicks it.
Yeah. This is epic game of two.
अरे भाई साहब.
कोमो वर्सेस हेलास होगा. क्या लग रहा है इधर?
Nico back. I'll go with Como, man. Just bias है. I'll go with the Como win.
Yeah, I think Como win.
Yeah, Atlanta का performance के बाद तो Como should win this.
But यही चीज है ना चिंतन में हेलास वेरो ना परफॉर्म कर रही है ठीक ठाक. That's why I feel this is draw. Actually, I'm changing to a draw. अजय भाई?
I'm biased here. I don't want Hellas to win, so I'll go for a Como win.
Fair enough. अजय भाई?
मेरा भी bias है towards Hellas Verona getting relegated, but I think they will just slightly edge Como and win this. So लग रहा है
Yeah,
मुझे.
fair enough. Costo bat Yogesh?
I would say 1-0 Verona because I think different challenge as compared to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Tactically, completely different setup. And I'm not
Yeah.
Mussolini, but yeah, Verona 1-0.
क्या बोलते हैं योगेश?
I want Fabregas to do well, yeah. So I want a Como win.
Fair enough. And by the way, just a reminder कि Como actually उन्होंने उतना minimum stadium का requirements पहले गेम home game से करवा लिया था, where they drew to Bologna, so they didn't have to play at Hellas Verona Stadium. They can play at in Como, so that's good news, of course. अजय भाई, आपका गेम आपसे ही चालू करते हैं. रोमा वेनेजिया डी फ्रांचेस्को रिटर्न्स होम.
Hopefully a Roma win. Again, I think it will be a close game. इनका अभी confidence
Close?
high after, yeah,
Yeah.
because इनका confidence high after that win against Genoa. But I think Roma 2-1 or 3-1 winners on the night.
Interesting. मुझे I get it. You made a valid point. Tactical tweaks भी देखे वेनेजिया, but I still think Juric is too good for Di Francesco.
Yeah.
as a
There's
match.
going to be a rout.
यार आप कितना बोल रहे हो? 6-0 क्या बोल रहे
No,
हो?
I think 3-0 तो last time हो गया था यार against
Yeah.
Udinese. So I think a Dobbik brace or we'll see a Dobbik hat trick.
Wow, interesting. Maybe I think a Roma win, but without too many hassles. Costo and Yogesh?
जैसा अभी मिहिर comment किया, I think ये Dobbik stat pack day है.
हाँ, मीर.
I'm gonna say
हाँ.
2-0 Roma because I think उतना flying performance नहीं होगा because Juric doesn't really have that experience of rotating players in midweek for European competition. तो वो थोड़ा एक we have to keep that in mind. So I think 2-0 जीत जाएंगे, but not the most flying performance.
Good point. Very good point. Very good point. Yogesh?
I see a Roma win with the Dobbik scoring.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Bas only
By
that
the way,
much.
हाँ, by the way, आज मोन्जा सब अपना भड़ास निकाल रही है, मतलब ब्रेशिया पे. By the way, this is again a geographic rivalry of sorts. 3-0. Caprari scored a penalty. Half time भी नहीं होने वाला है जस्ट. एम्पोली फियोरेंटीना यार, मैं लिख के मेरे से पहले लिख के लो, फियोरेंटीना is losing this. Empoli will continue their form. I say 2-1 Empoli or 3-2 Empoli. अजय भाई, आपको क्या लगता है?
Yeah, even I'll go for Empoli win. I think Fiorentina are way too wasteful, but I think Goodmanson आया है तो थोड़ा
Shit.
they're a little sharp. Although I Chintan, you obviously seen Francesco Colombo. I like that guy, man. I mean, he's got that X factor है उसपे, you know. He's got that kind of a badass attitude. I quite like him, and 2-1 Empoli for this game.
Costo?
I think entertaining 2-2.
Entertaining 2-2. Yogesh?
I think it's going to be a draw.
ठीक है. चिंतन भाई?
I think Empoli will continue their form यार. Fiorentina league goals, so I'm going for 2-1 Empoli.
Yeah. पर एक चीज जैसे मैं भी आप जैसे ही प्रेडिक्ट कर रहा हूँ, बट अजय भाई ने बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट बोला, गुडमंसन रिलेटेड ये वो, एंड ऑल्सो फ्योरेंटीना थोड़ा स्लाइटली बेटर लग रही है, सो लेट्स सी इफ दैट कंटिन्यूज. नापोली मॉन्जा, मिस्टर योगेश, आपसे ही चालू करते. दिस तो if you draw points here, I think Conte will shake his wig off only.
पांच के नीचे गोल बोला ना योगेश, you're not a true fan.
First of all, clean sheet चाहिए यार, clean sheet चाहिए. And 1-0,
ये वो अलग बात है. Prediction
1-0, 2-0, anything is fine. 2-0.
2-0 इतना कम क्यों भाई? Monza is not that great, but yeah, fair enough. चलेगा. चल चिंतन में आपको क्या लगता है?
Yeah, I think 2-0 तो करेगा. I think he'll just slow down after 2-0. So Kavra on the goal score sheet for sure. 2-0 जीतेंगे.
Yeah, I also think like 2-0 now that I think that Monza defend कर सकती है फिर भी as compact as if they want to be. अजय भाई, आपको क्या लगता है?
I think Napoli win this because just Nesta and Monza, man. I mean, despite their performance against Brescia, I think Napoli जीत जाएगी ये. Close game रहेगा. I don't think so Napoli इतना dominantly जीतेगा, but it'll be a comfortable win eventually. By the way, Fiorentina Empoli are a local derby, neighboring derby. So forgot to mention that.
Yep. Good point, Ajay bhai. Thanks. Yeah, that is true and intense rivalry है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि intense नहीं है.
Yeah.
We will be doing Yeah, we will be doing more of these videos where we will try to explain the story behind derbies, because हमने फ्योरेंटीना बोलोनिया के बारे में कितना बात किया जाए, एंड दैट इज अ वेरी इंटेंस राइवलरी
Yeah.
जिसके बारे में लोगों को ज्यादा पता नहीं है, लाइक वो द इंसिडेंट्स दैट हैव हैपेंड इन फ्योरेंटीना बोलोनिया, एंड फनीली इनफ Italiano leaving Fiorentina to go to Bologna. But yeah, Costo, your predictions, yeah.
I would say 3-0 because वो Napoli score once, drop deep, structure में, then counter पे 2 goals. That's it, 3-0.
Yeah, and I agree with Mihir. I think ये ऐसा गेम होगा ना, लुकाकू ले लेगा डिफेंडर्स को, मुझे लग रहा है 3-0 बोल रहा है वो. I'll come to the rest of the
very, very Lukaku game.
Yeah, exactly. Chintan, sorry, did you predict?
Yeah, I said 2-0.
2-0 लिया है. पार्मा क्या लिया यार, मुझे अजय है ना ऐसा लगता है कि पार्मा नीड टू फाइनली थोड़ा एक कन्विंसिंग विक्ट्री फिर से निकालनी पड़ेगी, बिकॉज थोड़ा शेकी हुआ है अर्ली सीजन इनका. मतलब ऑफ कोर्स आई थिंक this is where they get back, because Cagliari are looking terrible. Davide Nicola only performs when his back, as a coach, when his back is against the wall, really ekdam extreme, and when he has a full season to take on, you never really see it from him. So I think Parma wins this. Kya lagta hai jab?
I think I'll go for a draw in this game, just because Parma are little uncertain at the back. I think it'll be a draw.
Chindan bhai?
I'm being biased here. This is my bias calling. I think Parma will win this. And finally, Dennis Man, उसका थोड़ा slump आया है. I think he'll pick it up now.
Correct. Sorry for this. Dennis Man and Costo, what about you?
I think 2-1 Parma, close win, like a nervous sort of win.
And Yogesh?
I think Parma will win it, but it will be a tough match for them.
Fair enough. And ये मुझे बस एक दिखाना था कि ये obviously we know Goodmanson का क्या चल रहा है. He is guilty. He should, I feel, be convicted. But obviously हम जानते हैं footballers बच जाते. But this is Goodmanson's lawyer. ये लॉयर कौन से, ये लॉयर है कि हिटमैन है भाई, ये पहले पता मुझे.
दोनों जेल जाएंगे.
हाँ, मुझे वही लग रहा है. His lawyer needs a lawyer, ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे.
But terrible, man. If it's true, if he's going to get convicted, very sad. What a good player ruined his career.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very old case. It's a very old case that has resurfaced. I just look, as long as if it's proven he's guilty, then he's guilty and he should get what he deserves, because obviously it's a very serious thing. But I just wanted to pull this up because this was the last thing I expected. अजय भाई, इसका lawyer ऐसा एकदम हिटमैन जैसा दिखेगा. ये proper.
और उसके बाद he has that bag as well, जिसमें
yeah,
tools हैं किसी को terminate करने के लिए.
गन, मतलब this guy has everything ready यार. योगेश क्या बोलते हैं, प्रॉपर नेपल्स वाला, ऐसा लग रहा है कुछ गलत हो गया तो नापोली अल्ट्रास से उठा लिया, ऐसा लग रहा है कुछ. यार, this is quite funny, but let me just take the comments and close this because I know Europa League भी चल रहा है. Sorry, where did I stop? 4-0 Atalanta is inconsistent. Okay, you meant the hosts. Bologna embarrassment incoming at Anfield. Oh yeah, I'm scared to watch that. मैं देखूंगा भी नहीं शायद से, मुझे लग रहा है
देखने वाला हूं. वो किए ही लगा देगा.
Yeah, 4-5 p.m. kickoffs are a bit weird, but then what can we do at the end of the day? Roman 3-0. Sorry. On a side note, weird how weather behaves in Mumbai. They yeah, I mean बहुत बारिश हो रही है इधर. मतलब अजय भाई ने तो एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया होगा अभी, but I'm sure he heard of it as well. कुछ ज्यादा ही चल रहा है. फ्राइडे सैटरडे का अलर्ट है ना. yes definitely.
ये important
have to wear an AC Milan jersey if Empoli can't take 3 points against Fiorentina. मैं नहीं करूंगा भाई ये सब. I have the only other Serie A club, मतलब top teams में से I have is Napoli because I like Hamsik a lot. वो टाइगर वाला प्रिंट है ना इधर, योगेश को पता होगा. I have that.
Now we know what to give him on his birthday.
By the way, Ajay bhai ka birthday is coming soon, right? Ajay bhai's birthday is coming
October.
2nd October.
We have a special Calcio 10-minute a short कर देंगे अजय भाई बर्थडे के लिए.
Yeah. 3-0 Napoli, Forza Lukaku. He's losing the case. भाई वो तो जीता देगा मुझे लग रहा है, जैसे दिख रहा है वो. This is quite funny. अगर आप जानते हो मार्सी की टीम,
Screenshot. This is the
screenshot. Yeah, this is a good one. Yogesh, if you know, मतलब it's a team full of players who has done a lot of shady things, जैसे गुडमनसन का है. मतलब राबियो अलग बात है, पर ग्रीनवुड है, समझ गया ना तुझे, और बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स है वैसे. So yeah, quite funny है. But I don't think we have anything else to discuss, guys. Anything else you want to say? Anything? Ajay, please plug your channel.
हाँ यार, just 50 subs to go. 950 पे हूँ. So
आवाज मफल हो रहा है, मैं आपका पुल अप
हाँ,
करता हूँ
बस
चैनल.
yes, yes. So content का resumption हो जाएगा once I'm back in Mumbai.
Yeah.
But I just visited the Himachal Pradesh stadium, the cricket stadium in Dharamshala. Beautiful, very very beautiful, and just saw few local monks playing football. तो you know
Wow.
जो यहाँ पे जो monks है, they wear Roma colors, right? It's red and
Yeah,
yellow.
yeah.
So I wanted to join them, but वो monastery के अंदर था, so I couldn't like get in. Like no public was allowed to enter the monastery in distance. But yeah, man, I mean, content will come. Just 1,000 तक पहुंचा दो, and keep on supporting, guys.
या अजय भाई का चैनल यार प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कर दो. जैसे उन्होंने बोला, डिफरेंट स्पोर्ट्स कंटेंट. ही इज ओनली 50 सब्स अवे फ्रॉम 1K, सो उधर पहुंचा दो उनको. एंड ऑब्वियसली ये कैल्चियो चर्चा है. वी आर व्हाट अगेन, आई थिंक वी आर ओनली जस्ट चेकिंग 3 सब स्टिल. कम ऑन गाइस, ये मुझे लगा था आप एंड ऑफ द स्ट्रीम तक पहुंचा दोगे 1.1K तक. सो डू द नीडफुल. 1.1K इज आवर न्यू गोल, सो कर दो यार. Until next time, nice to have you, Soubik, as always. Look, the best
सुरेश का
team
एक
to
अच्छा
win.
कमेंट आया है.
Is he your brother or something, Ajay? Like नाम की वजह से मुझे लगा आपसे
No, no,
related
no,
है.
no. अगर अगर
because
रहता भी था, तो अगर ये कमेंट के बाद मैं उसको I would have removed him from my family.
but yeah, यार नापोली का है, मतलब उनके गेम्स तो कम है, सो जनवरी में देखते हैं if they outdo everyone else. But yeah, I think anyone else wants to say anything, Yogesh, Chintan bhai, then we'll close this.
कोपा इटालिया देखने के लिए तैयारी कर रहा हूँ.
GXR पे है. हाँ, GXR पे है आज का कोपा इटालिया, उधर देखना है.
जाओ GXR को स्पैम करो, जाके बोलो भाई कैल्चो चर्चा
Yes.
के साथ में कोलैबोरेशन करने के लिए.
Yes, प्लीज जो भी
मतलब
चैट
कुछ
में.
तो लालिगा के साथ में कर रहा है, I guess.
अरे एग्जैक्टली. अरे वो लोग ने मतलब भेजा लोगों को बार्सिलोना और मैड्रिड गेम्स देखने को. भाई हमें
Oh,
भी
wow.
भेज दो यार मुफ्त के लिए. बट ऑल जोक्स असाइड यार, प्लीज उनको बता दो. इट्स नॉट अबाउट अस बेनिफिटिंग, इट्स अबाउट we feel we can give them the product as well. We have that kind of knowledge about Italian football. We can bridge the gap. We can do a lot of interesting things with GXR. So tag them on Insta, Twitter. Let them know कि भाई ये 1.1K subs almost वाली channel है जो कर रहा है कुछ. So let them know यार.
हमारे सब उनसे ज्यादा है कि नहीं है?
GXR से नहीं रे, पागल है क्या? कैसे उनसे ज्यादा हो गया? वो टीवी नेटवर्क है यार.
अच्छा,
कैसे?
नहीं, उनका कुछ तो ट्विटर चैनल नया था ना.
हाँ, ट्विटर पे बहुत कम है, इंस्टा पे ज्यादा है. इंस्टा पे बहुत ज्यादा है. पर चिंतन में एनीथिंग यू वांट टू से बिफोर वी एंड दिस?
Nothing, man. Keep watching, keep subscribing, spread the word. Forza
Yeah.
Calcio.
Yeah,
For
more
the
content will come, guys. Once Ajay bhai is back, we will dish out different kind of videos as well. Torino वाला I know requested बहुत है, so we will start working on it. Flow बनाना हमने already plan करना चालू किया on Superga disaster, and more will come. So keep tuning in, hit the subscribe button, like this stream, share it after you are done, and please giveaway का short में participate करो भाई. ये पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है कि we have to request someone to participate in a giveaway. चिंतन भाई, ये तो बहुत funny चीज हो गई. मतलब giveaway के लिए भी आप क्या
होगा या यस, वरना मैं ही जीत जाऊंगा.
हाँ, नहीं तो चिंतन भाई ले लेंगे यार, नहीं तो ये तो हो जाएगा. सो प्लीज यार गाइस, पार्टिसिपेट, एंड अंटिल नेक्स्ट टाइम यार, सी यू सून. चाओ
Ciao, ciao.